So get this, in my last life, my own dad, Adelon Albadot, had me executed. And yeah, he had this weird thing for not-so-pretty women. I'm Servian Albadot, by the way, the girl with the super shiny jet black hair that just hits my shoulders. And these killer ocean blue eyes. Officially, I'm the Imperial Princess of the Albadot Empire. You know, the one that runs the entire northern continent. Standing here barefoot on the cold ground, the most insane thing happened. After dying way before I was even an adult, I somehow got yeeted back to being 5 years old. I remember it all. Walking to the execution platform, the whole crowd was screaming at me, chucking nasty, rotten vegetables. Stuff like "Die you witch" and "Get her." Like, to be super clear, they totally executed me. I was kneeling there, and they just kept pelting me with garbage, yelling, "You're a piece of trash." She spends way too much. I heard she's into dark magic. Totally insane. She's no princess. And you know what? Maybe they had a point. Maybe I really wasn't cut out to be royalty. I actually let out a little laugh after fighting so hard to stay alive. By the supreme law of the Albadot Empire, the criminal Servian is hereby sentenced to death. I squeezed my eyes shut. This is it. It's over. How did it all go so wrong for the freaking Imperial Princess? But then I heard a voice. I looked up, and there they were, watching from far away, the Empress Sael and my dad Adelon, just watching me. It was so not fair. I didn't even do anything. Why, Dad? Why would you do this now? The blonde guy. My dad just lifted his hand, and this red diamond-shaped jewel shot out and just hovered right over my head. The light that ended me was way too bright. Then I heard a voice. As everything went black, I could have sworn I heard my father. I wonder what his face looked like then. I really thought that was the end. But then I walked over to the mirror, looked in, and when I opened my eyes, I was staring at my 5-year-old self. At first, I was sure that it was a dream. I looked down at my tiny little hands, but then I saw my room. Was it always this huge? I covered my mouth. Nope, not a dream. Dreams are never this vivid. Asterisk, click, clack. Your Highness, it's time to wake up for breakfast. A maid walked in. I just turned and nodded, but what really freaked me out was this a ding sound, and then Sarah, occupation. Chief Maid, level 14, affection 400, emotion impatient. A legit status bar was floating over her head. I could actually see it. I looked up at Sarah, and then I saw her thoughts. Oh, why is she being so slow today? Such a pain to deal with. Hurry and eat, Your Highness, Sarah said, plastering on a fake professional smile. That's when I realized I could see these see-through windows showing what people were really thinking. I took a bite of my food. This is disgusting. And what I was reading was pretty shocking. Sarah watching me was like, "If you're a picky eater, His Majesty is going to be mad." My face totally fell. See, Sarah was the only one in the entire palace who was ever nice to me. But that same nice Sarah. Asterisk ding asterisk. Sarah's thoughts. What is her deal lately so annoying? That's what was actually going on in her head. And this soup was basically just pepper water with bread as hard as a rock. Seriously, is this what I ate as a kid? Sarah's face got all tight. What are you doing? Just eat it already. I started shaking all over. Then my hand just shot out and swiped all the food off the table. I hate pepper. This isn't even food. After I did it, I totally froze. What just happened? Even though the food was nasty, I was planning to suck it up and eat it like a good little princess. Why can't I control my own body? A new window popped up. Servian Albadot body and soul synchronization at 1%. Actions will now follow the body. I just stared totally stunned. What is happening? This is insane. Is this thing going to force me to act like a bratty 5-year-old? I looked up at Sarah, my mind racing. If I keep acting like this, everyone's going to hate me all over again. I can't be hated anymore. I can't go through being hated and executed again. But at least I have these status bars to see what people are thinking. If I can just figure out how to use these things, maybe I can keep them from hating me. So I ended up not really eating and just got dressed. "Do we have plans today?" I asked. "Do I have to go somewhere?" Sarah turned around. "His Majesty is visiting today. Did you forget again?" My face went completely white. Asterisk, ding, asterisk. Sarah's thought bubble's so dumb. I've told her a million times and she still doesn't get it. His Majesty, the cold-hearted dad who literally killed me. Just thinking about Adelon's face made me shake with fear. I'm so scared. I'm not ready for this. And right then, I heard footsteps coming down the hall. "His Majesty the Emperor has arrived." I flinched. "Servian," Adelon's voice called out. Seeing him, I was trembling, thinking, asterisk, I have to greet him. I have to, or else he'll hate me for being rude. I just stared at the status bar floating over Dad's head. Asterisk, ding, asterisk. Adelon Albadot. Occupation. Wait, what? It was just a number. 90,980,984. Emotion really wants to see my daughter. And then his thoughts. Man, it's cold today. Perfect weather for seeing the cutest Servian in the whole world. Asterisk, ding, asterisk. Another thought from Adelon. That stupid Duke wouldn't shut up. Now I'm a minute late. That's basically treason. Just you wait, Duke. I'm auditing all your taxes. I'm being nice by not just chopping off your head. I was completely floored. Dad, what is happening right now? You didn't run away from me today? Adelon said, looking down at me. Asterisk ding asterisk. His thoughts, wow, she's actually looking right at me. She's getting so big. Reading that made my head spin. My dad wants to see me. I looked down at the floor. How is that even possible? It can't be. In my other life, my dad was a monster so cold and cruel, he had his own daughter put to death. The memory of her execution, everyone throwing gross, rotten veggies at her, totally freaked Servian out. She was like shaking all over, and then she saw it, this crazy status bar floating right over Adelon Albadot's head. Adelon totally saw how scared Servian was, and just sighed. He turned to leave like, I'm out. Asterisk ding. Asterisk. His thoughts popped up. Is this all she can handle still? She stuck around for a whole minute today, so that's something. Servian just stared after him, super confused. Asterisk. Is he actually worried about me? Asterisk. If that status bar is for real, showing what he's actually asterisk thinking, then what if he really did want to see me? Servian watched Adelon walk away. If he really wants to see me. Amazing, Your Majesty. Her Highness didn't bolt today. Some blonde-haired attendant piped up. The blonde-haired attendant and the maid totally saw Servian take a couple of steps toward Adelon. She looked completely shocked at herself, but she went up behind him and tugged on his sleeve. He definitely felt it and turned around to look at her. Asterisk, OMG, what did I just do? Asterisk. I was just so nervous for a sec, I didn't even mean to grab his clothes. But she held on tight. She peeked up super carefully, her eyes darting to the status bar over Adelon's head. Wait, but Daddy Adelon Albadot's thoughts flashed asterisk. My daughter. She actually grabbed onto me. I'm so touched. Then asterisk. Her hands are so tiny, but her grip is so strong. Servian let out a huge sigh of relief. Okay. Maybe this whole status bar thing is just in my head, but if it's real, and this is how Adelon asterisk really asterisk feels, then why did my last life end up so messed up? I seriously need to know why they, in my past life. And if I can just change what happens next. Adelon looked down at her, and his face was so soft. Asterisk. Okay, pull it together. I gotta be more chill like a real princess. Servian gulped, trying to get the words out to Adelon. She stammered. Asterisk, ugh, no, that's not it. She just stared at him, totally tripping over her words and not saying anything she actually meant to. Asterisk. That is so not what I wanted to say. She gave Adelon a little bow. Your Majesty, I was hoping you'd have some time to have tea with me. Asterisk. There, that's what I meant. She was cringing so hard. It's just 'cause I'm so stressed. I keep acting like a little kid. Webby would totally flip if he saw me being so extra. Servian covered her face with her hand, squeezing her eyes shut. Adelon was just silent for like forever. Servian cracked an eye open to peek at him. Was the princess's meal not enough? Adelon asked some maid, his voice totally icy. The maid practically jumped out of her skin and rushed to say, Oh no, Your Majesty. Adelon's face got super dark. Then why is Servian asking for tea at a time like this? The maid bowed her head, totally terrified, with sweat beading on her forehead. Asterisk. Oh no, is he going to get mad at me now? Asterisk. Seeing all this go down, Servian felt her head spin. Sarah glanced over at Servian, then stepped up and said, Your Majesty, I think the princess is trying to say she wants to have breakfast with you. What? Since when did I say that? Servian stared at her, totally shook. Adelon stroked his chin. Is that right? Asterisk, favorability plus 100. Favorability plus 100. This is getting complicated. Asterisk, favorability plus 100. Servian just watched as these plus 100 favorability things kept popping up around Adelon. He turned back around. I'll check my schedule and get back to you. How did it even end up like this? So there, Servian was sitting at her vanity, while a maid yanked a comb through her hair. Asterisk, dinner together. Tonight, asterisk. The maid pulled her hair way too tight, styling it. Ow, I don't want to wear this. Servian shot the maid a look. If you keep being so difficult, His Majesty is going to be mad. The maid snapped, pointing right at her. Fine, Servian muttered, totally bummed. Sable, come help the princess with her final preparations. The maid called out, staring at the super boring hair clips on the table. Servian felt like something was off. Like, really off. Asterisk. These are all like dark colors. They totally wash me out. Your Highness, let me help. Could you hold your arms out a bit? Sable said to Servian. Okay. Servian looked at her, feeling kind of nervous. Asterisk. Oh, it's Sable. In my last life, Sable was always super strict and kind of terrifying. I better watch it so I don't get yelled at. Servian watched Sable, her nerves on edge. Then a status bar popped up over Sable's head. Asterisk, Sable, occupation maid, level 60. Asterisk, favorability, 9,897. Emotion, snarky. Whoa, Sibel's favorability is way higher than Sarah's asterisk, poor princess. Her hair is so gorgeous, it would look amazing even. Aye, if it was just left down. I could make her look even more stunning. Servian was floored when she read that. All done. Sibel gently smoothed down her dress. Her touch was way softer than the other maids, like she actually cared. Your Highness, you have to sit up straight through the whole dinner. No messing up? Sibel looked right at Servian. You can handle that, right? Yes. Servian nodded. Okay, I get it now. The maid who acted all nice was actually a total jerk. And Sable, the one who seems so harsh, is the one who really cares about me. All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try not to be the person everyone hated last time and actually get a different ending. Your Majesty, Princess Servian is here. Adelon glanced toward the door. Let her in. Asterisk, okay, this is it. Time to take the first step. Servian gulped, looking at Adelon with total anxiety. I just have to survive dinner tonight. Seriously, counting my past life, I have no idea how long it's been since I've eaten with him. I have to nail this. Oh, right. I heard the Crown Prince will be joining you for dinner as well, Sable whispered from right behind her. My brother's coming too, Damien Albadot. Unlike me, the daughter of a concubine. He's the Empress's actual son. He was always so cold to me in my past life. Sable, what about the Empress? Servian asked, her voice shaky. The Empress will not be at dinner this evening. Sable said, looking down at her feet. Servian was like super bummed. If the Empress was here, dinner wouldn't be so awkward. Is tonight really going to be okay? Servian walked into the dining hall and saw the Emperor of the Albadot Empire, Adelon Albadot, and the Crown Prince, Damien Albadot. Come on, have a seat, Adelon told her. Okay, Your Majesty. Servian sat down across from Damien. It was dead silent. So yes, Servian Albadot was having dinner with Adelon and Damien Albadot. Servian snuck a glance at them. Total silence, just like in her last life. But like, what's up with Dad's status bar? Favorability plus 100, then another plus 100. I literally haven't done a thing. Why does his favorability keep going up? Servian glanced up at Damien. My brother's got to be the same as before. Right, Damien Albadot, occupation level 80 plus. Favorability, 9,870,000. Emotion, totally stoked to see his sister. And his thoughts. I really want to talk to her. Reading that made Servian's head spin. Okay, something is seriously wrong here. What is happening? Adelon looked over at Servian and asked, Servian, you don't like the food? Servian stared at him, totally freaked out. No way. It looks amazing, but I can't. I'll get in so much trouble if I eat too much. She was practically drooling, just staring at her plate. But if I leave anything behind, they'll say that tons of food gets tossed from the princess's palace while regular people are starving. Just thinking about it made her feel sick. I can't let that happen again. Servian totally shuddered. Adelon Albadot's emotions super worried about his daughter. Thought she looks kind of pale. I'm so worried. Is she sick? Servian looked back at him. Dad's worried about me. Is this for real? The thought made her heart do a little flip. The food's amazing. Good, then have some more. Yeah, eat up, Damien chimed in. Eat more, Servian asked, confused. Asterisk, stomach growl, asterisk growl, asterisk. But the Empress said I always have to watch my weight. Since I'm a princess who can't even use magic, I have to be extra careful about how I look. It's the only way I can be useful. Servian was starving. Her stomach was practically screaming. But since her dad said it was okay, Servian picked up her fork just staring at the food. Then out of nowhere, Adelon reached out and zapped the plate with a spell. It just started floating in midair. My steak! Servian yelled, totally shocked. She slapped a hand over her mouth. Oh crap. I was so surprised, it just came out. So stupid. What do I do now? I'm cutting it for you. It'll be easier to eat, Adelon explained. Favorability plus 100 and another plus 100. Adelon Albadot's thoughts. She really said, my steak. You can't get any cuter than this. How is she so freaking adorable? Phew, good thing I didn't get yelled at. Servian let out a huge sigh of relief. She grabbed her fork and started to eat. Being able to read minds is seriously the best. In my last life, I always got a stomachache from how crazy tense dinner was. Tonight seems okay. Servian was mid-bite when she felt someone staring at her. This is amazing. Adelon Albadot's thoughts. I feel like I'm being watched. So cute. So cute. Her little face is so squishy. Servian saw the status floating over Adelon's head. Wait, my brother thinks I'm cute. He was such an ice block to me in my past life. This is a complete 180 from before. Adelon glanced down at the table. Adelon Albadot's thoughts. Oh man, if I just reach out, am I going to freak Servian out? Servian grabbed the pepper and passed it to him. Is this for me? Adelon asked, totally surprised. Servian nodded. Adelon took the pepper, looking super moved. Thanks. Favorability plus 100. Adelon Albadot's thoughts. How did she know I wanted the pepper? She actually talked to me first. She even took care of me. I have to write down what happened today in my magic journal. Okay, that's a little extra, don't you think? Servian thought, looking at him. Whatever. But since I haven't had anything this good in forever, I totally lost control and ate a ton. Servian rubbed her full tummy, feeling pretty happy. Your Highness, you had 2 huge pieces of steak for dinner, Sarah said, with a little bow. Servian flinched. Sarah stared at her. Your Highness, how many times have I told you you have to control what you eat when you're young so you don't regret it later? Sarah put her hand firmly on Servian's shoulder. But Dad said I could, Servian said, looking worried. His Majesty is furious. He heard you just ate and ate without thinking. Sarah went on. Servian suddenly felt ice cold. Was he just testing me? In my last life, the Empress made Sarah and the others test me just like this. The whole reason was because, as a royal, I had to be on guard 24/7. If dinner was another test, she was totally terrified. She couldn't stop shaking. What am I going to do? I shouldn't have eaten anything. I should have just said no thanks. Sarah stood up. So no food for you tomorrow. Got it. Yeah, Servian mumbled, looking at the floor. Sarah turned and walked out. Sarah! Servian cried, reaching for her. But I feel really sick. Please don't leave me by myself. Stay with me. Sarah turned back, frowning. You said you're sick. Sarah's thoughts, favorability -50. Sick kids are such a pain. I don't want to listen to her cry. This is so annoying. Sarah bent down and told her, Fine, I'll wait outside. If you start feeling really bad, call me. I think you'll be better off resting alone. Servian mumbled with her head down. Okay. This is so weird. Like a second ago, I was so full and actually kind of happy. Why does my chest hurt so bad now? She crawled into bed and pulled the blankets over her head. I just want to be a kid that people don't hate. But even with this power, it feels like I'm totally stuck. She squeezed her eyes shut. Is my future ever going to change? That morning was super weird. Sarah usually wakes me up at the crack of dawn, but today sunlight was just blasting through my window. Oh, why is it so bright? Servian rubbed her eyes. Is she mad at me for being sick or something? Is that why she didn't come wake me up? She looked down at her PJs. Wait, how did I even get changed? The room was dead silent. What is going on? Seriously, what's happening? Oh, right. I totally overslept because I was sick. She grabbed the little bell on the table and rang it. A princess who's supposed to be perfect just slept in. They're going to think I'm not just useless, but lazy too. Just the thought of what everyone would say made my stomach totally drop. They're all definitely going to think I'm a worthless princess. She shut her eyes tight. No. Servian and Albadot's thoughts. I told Sarah I felt sick, and she literally told me to just rest. Servian and Albadot's thoughts. But I still feel so guilty for sleeping in just because I was sick. The room was so quiet it was freaking her out. The door creaked open. Servian looked up. Ariel walked over to her bed. Your Highness, you're up. Do you want to try and sleep a little more? No. Oh, it's you. His Majesty will be here to speak with you soon, Ariel said, her eyes cast down. Servian's face went completely white. Dad, is he coming to yell at me about dinner last night? Thump, thump, thump. A bunch of maids suddenly rushed in and fell to their knees. Your Highness, please forgive us. You have to ask His Majesty to go easy on us. It wasn't on purpose, we swear. It was all Sarah's fault. Servian just stared at them, totally shocked. What is even happening? Even though I had no clue what they did wrong, they were on the floor begging me to forgive them. But on the inside, Servian saw the status bars floating over their heads, and her blood ran cold. Yatter's thoughts, favorability, -100. Ugh, so annoying. It's not my fault she got sick. Jesse's thoughts, favorability, -100. My luck is the worst getting stuck in this mess. Servian ducked her head, shaking like a leaf. They're so fake. You can all go. It's time for Her Highness to take her medicine, Ariel said, walking toward the maids. Ariel's thoughts, so worried. Her Highness is still sick. What is wrong with them? Servian looked at Ariel, trying so hard not to cry. Ariel, don't cry. You can't cry. It has to be this sync thing that's making me want to cry all the time. Just then, Adelon Albadot walked in. What is everyone doing, Your Majesty? They all shot to their feet. I asked what you are all doing in here, Adelon Albadot said again. No way, Dad's actually here. Servian looked up at him. I gave a clear order for you to be confined to your rooms to reflect. Adelon Albadot said, his voice like ice, shooting the maids a death glare. Whoa, Servian was totally floored. Confined to reflect. My daughter is still sick, and you all came in here to bother her. Adelon Albadot's face was grim as he stared them down. We are so sorry, we deserve to be punished, one of the maids said, their heads bowed low. Seize them, now! Servian looked at the status bar floating over Adelon Albadot's head. Adelon Albadot's thoughts, absolutely furious. When a child is sick, they should be focused on taking care of her, not begging to save their own skins. What a despicable bunch. Adelon Albadot's thoughts. She's just a little kid having to be sick all alone. It must be so awful for her. Seeing that, I just couldn't hold it in anymore and tears started streaming down my face. Dad, he's doing this for me. Adelon Albadot shot a freezing glare at the maids bowing on the floor. The guards immediately grabbed them and started dragging them out. Take them to the Imperial Dungeon. Your Majesty, please spare us. It was you who was begging, we're innocent. Adelon Albadot walked over to me. His voice was suddenly way softer. Don't worry, I'll get you new maids to take care of you. Servian covered her mouth. Even though she had no idea what was going on, she knew she had to stop him even if it meant he'd replace all the maids. Ariel, she cried out, her voice filled with panic. No, you can't. Servian and Adelon Albadot both stared at her confused. Servian scrambled out of bed and ran to Ariel, grabbing onto her dress. Ariel. No, Servian, these maids have to be investigated, Adelon Albadot tried to explain. Servian's heart sank. What do I do if this happens? They're going to take Ariel away from me. Your Majesty, Ariel cried out, turning to him. Ariel's the only one who actually cares about me. I have to make Dad understand. Ariel's really, really good to me. Right. Servian held onto Ariel's dress for dear life, refusing to let go. No, she just burst out sobbing. No, Ariel can't go. Ariel's always so nice to me. She's not like the other maids. I wanted to explain it to him. I really did. But the words just wouldn't come out. This is all because of this stupid regression. I have a grown-up's mind stuck in a little kid's body. I can't cry anymore or they'll hate me. No adult likes a total crybaby. I have to stop. Adelon Albadot walked over and gently patted my head. Okay, Servian, it's okay. Adelon Albadot turned to Ariel. Your name is Ariel, right? From now on, you'll be my daughter's head maid. Ariel looked at him totally stunned. Oh, but your majesty, I'm not qualified. Asterisk, asterisk, Adelon Albadot's thoughts. She's even cute when she's crying. Is she some kind of reincarnated fairy? Whatever the case, Servian must have a good reason for being this attached to the maid named Ariel. I said you are. So you are, Adelon Albadot said, crossing his arms. Yes, your majesty, Ariel. Servian cried out her name. Ariel let out a huge sigh of relief. Thank you, your highness. Are you feeling any better? You still feel a little warm. She gently patted Servian on the back. Servian looked over at Adelon Albadot. OMG, Dad actually listened to me and didn't punish Ariel. I'll never forget how warm his hand felt. He came here to totally call out the maids who were slacking on taking care of me. Right. It's so weird, though. They're the ones who should be in deep trouble, but I feel so freaking happy. So the other day, I was at the dining table nervously eyeing all the amazing food. Adelon Albadot gave me a worried look and asked, Are you feeling okay now? Even though I know Dad doesn't hate my guts anymore, I'm still so nervous. I kind of looked down. Yeah, your majesty, but why did you suddenly call me here? I peeked up and stole a look at Adelon Albadot. Adelon Albadot. Affection plus 100. Feeling disappointed because of his daughter. Wait, what? Why is he disappointed? I sat up bolt straight. Did I do something wrong already? I have no idea why he's disappointed. My fingers were fidgeting like crazy. But since his affection is going up, it can't be a huge deal, right? I just have to be on my best behavior from now on. I swallowed hard. Last time, Dad only cared about me because I was sick. If I mess up, he might go back to hating me, just like in my past life. Adelon Albadot glanced over at me and asked with a totally confused look, Why aren't you eating? I looked up, my eyes probably huge. I looked down at all the delicious food on the table. It has to be so good. It has to be like crazy sweet. It would probably just melt in my mouth. It's got to be okay to have just one right. Just one. Servian Albadot was being super cautious, terrified of messing up a meal with Adelon Albadot again. Adelon Albadot thought I looked a little thin. Or is it because I'm so cute that I look even smaller? Seeing the status floating over Adelon Albadot's head, I was like, Dad thinks I'm thin. I looked down at the amazing cake on the table and gulped. So then, I should be able to eat it right. Sarah never let me eat sweets. The very first time I tasted sweets was at my debutante ball when I was 14. But even then, I was told to watch my figure and was watched even more closely after that. I never got to have sweets again. If you don't like this, I'll have them bring out other desserts. Adelon Albadot said, seeing I hadn't touched a thing for a while. I quickly shook my head. Wait, what did I just do? I was totally just staring at the sweets, thinking about them just like in my past life, completely zoned out. I totally messed up by accident. Adelon Albadot's affection went up surprised by my unfiltered reaction. He thought even her replies are adorable. She really is my daughter. Adelon Albadot's affection level just skyrocketed. Seeing that, I let out a huge sigh of relief. I guess I'm in the clear. Are you going to tell anyone what, that you ate some sweets? Adelon Albadot looked at me totally puzzled. Why, yeah. Seeing me shrink back, Adelon Albadot thought, so cute. It seems she's shy about eating in front of people. Don't worry, eat up. I won't tell a soul. Hearing him say that was such a relief. He pushed the plate of sweets toward me. Here, eat them. I carefully picked one up. Okay, then I'll just have one. I took a bite. So sweet. It's so delicious. Seeing my happy face, Adelon Albadot's affection level just exploded. Then, I glanced at the plate in front of me. OMG, why did I eat so much? This is so embarrassing. I seriously ate that many macarons. Adelon Albadot reached out and cast a little ice spell on the cake. Try this one too. I looked at the cake, totally beaming. So pretty. They say this cake is even yummier when it's chilled. Dad, for real, used magic to chill the cake for me. Eat it fast. It'll melt soon. Adelon Albadot said, looking at me with a satisfied smile. He was thinking, she loves it so much. Looks like Hertz was right. The way she eats is adorable too. I took a bite with my fork. Do you like the dessert? I smiled and hummed like, heck yeah. I wish I could eat this every single day. So, another day. How about this blue ribbon today? Okay. I sat in front of my vanity. This color should totally match your highness's dress, Ariel told me. All right. Ariel started gently brushing my hair. I'm so relieved that Ariel is taking care of me and not Sarah. Ever since Sarah got fired and Ariel became the head maid, she hasn't been so strict and she actually smiles at me a lot. Noticing me staring, Ariel asked, Your Highness, why are you looking at me like that? I just like it when you smile a lot, Ariel. Hearing that totally made her day. Your Highness, I wasn't able to take good care of you before. I promise I'll do so much better from now on. It's okay. I giggled a little. Then I tilted my head, thinking. Come to think of it, I remember Ariel has a sick younger sister. Her sister has... What was it again? Oh, right, the yellow fever. Your Highness. We should get going, Ariel said. Okay. Walking down the hall, I was thinking, I'm going to see the Empress today. Even though I know this palace like the back of my hand, I'm still low-key nervous for some reason. The Empress was the only person who was ever nice to me in my past life. She always listened to me so kindly, but I'm a little worried because I totally pigged out yesterday. The Empress. Her Imperial Highness, Princess Servian, has arrived. Let her in. How in the world did I end up on the Sable Albadot aircraft carrier? Greetings, Your Majesty. Seeing her after so long, I feel even more flustered. Sable Albadot Professional Empress, Episode 50. Affection negative 8,870. Current mood extremely ticked off. Her thoughts this thorn in my side. Her face is as disgusting as ever today. My whole expression dropped when I saw the status bar over Sable Albadot's head. Sable Albadot just looked at me with a smile. You've come, Servian. Princess Servian sat across from him, sneaking glances whenever she could. He smiled and said, You look beautiful today, too. Thank you. Servian was terrified. Your Majesty. His smile was so warm, his voice so kind. Everything was exactly the same as before, but his affection level was totally in the negative. Sable Albadot's thoughts, oh, that brat. She's the spitting image of her. It drives me crazy, and she's even wearing a blue hair clip. I heard something pretty awful happened at the Imperial Princess's palace the other day. Sable Albadot placed a hand on her cheek, looking over at Servian with a concerned expression. What he's thinking is the complete opposite of how he looks. How is this happening? Servian lowered her head. Oh, yes. That whole incident, it was my fault, Sable Albadot said, sounding so apologetic. I truly trusted Sarah. I had no idea she was being so careless behind my back. It's all my fault for not managing her better. This is so scary. Princess, can you please forgive me? Looking at his expression, Servian squeezed her eyes shut in fear. It's okay. This is so strange. His thoughts were so dismissive. Servian felt dizzy. The Empress I trusted and followed before. So this is what she's really thinking inside. I really don't want to know this. So, Princess, you met with His Majesty yesterday, right? Where'd you go? Sable Albadot asked curiously. We went to His Majesty's garden. Servian looked up, glancing at the status floating over the Empress's head. Sable Albadot's thoughts. He actually took her there. Affection minus 100. You mean His Majesty's private garden? Sable Albadot got up and walked toward her as she asked. Yes, she said stiffly. Oh, you must have been terrified. Sable Albadot faked her concern perfectly. Servian lowered her head. Yes. Actually, I wasn't scared. I was really happy, but I can't say that out loud. So Servian Albadot went to see Empress Sable Albadot. Seeing the status bar floating above her head, she was completely terrified. Sable Albadot was loving Servian's fear. It's only natural to be afraid of His Majesty. He's the pillar of the empire, after all. He has to keep up a stern appearance to lead the people. She reached out, stroking Servian's cheek. But even if you can't let your guard down with His Majesty, you can always come to me. Understand? Thank you. Seeing Servian's compliant response, Sable Albadot praised her. What a good girl. This is so suffocating. I just want to leave, Servian thought. By the way, in a few months, it will be time for the princess to drink caramel tea. Just as Sable Albadot finished speaking, Ariel's voice called out from the doorway. Your Majesty, His Imperial Highness Crown Prince Damien is requesting an audience. Oh, show him in at once. Sable Albadot looked toward the door and said hurriedly, Mother. Damien Albadot entered. Sable Albadot rushed over. Crown Prince, why didn't you send word you were coming? Servian took 2 steps forward. She hesitated, thinking, Brother, this is the first time I've seen him since that dinner. I can say hello to him, right? Damien Albadot looked at Sable Albadot. I came to pay my respects. I wasn't aware you had a guest. The princess is just about to leave, Sable Albadot explained in a rush. Servian's body trembled without her meaning to. Sable turned to look at Servian. Isn't that right, Princess? Servian lowered her head in fear. Damien Albadot asked coolly, Is that so? Then we'll meet again some other time. Princess Sable Albadot looked at Servian with a smile. And just like that, Servian left. Just like in my past life, the rainy season is always so cold. During that dinner, I thought he was different from my past life. It looks like I was wrong. My older brother, the Crown Prince, is known as a genius, and everyone has such high hopes for him. Someone like me must be completely beneath his notice. Oh, dear Princess, what's wrong? Ariel asked, worried when she saw Servian's pale face. You've seemed a little low on energy lately. I had this cake made especially for you. Don't you like it? Servian stared glumly at the cake in front of her, just holding her fork without taking a bite. But I can't eat too much. What do you mean I had this made especially for you? Of course. You should eat more, Ariel said, looking puzzled. Specially prepared for me, Servian thought. Did you forget what Sarah told you before Ariel seemed to guess why Servian wasn't touching the cake? She quoted, To become a perfect member of the royal family, one must learn restraint. You have to control your food intake from a young age. If you can't even control your appetite, how can you be worthy of being royalty? Servian burst into tears. I'm sorry. Ariel's expression softened. Princess Servian said through her sobs, "At dinner before and in the garden, I ate so much." I was wrong. Did I get too comfortable? I ate so many of those special treats, the ones we only have on special days. They're going to dislike me now. Ariel hugged Servian tightly. Princess, you did nothing wrong. Ariel's thoughts, poor princess. Children are supposed to eat plenty. Ariel placed her hand on Servian and said, gently, so from now on, whether it's a meal or a snack you should eat until you're full, especially anything His Majesty gives you. Really? Servian looked up at Ariel. Of course, Ariel confirmed. Servian was so moved. I understand. I'll eat well from now on. Really? Oh, you're such a good girl. Seeing her being so sweet, Ariel immediately picked her up. Held tightly in Ariel's arms, Servian whispered, I can't breathe. Servian Albadot, age 5. Body and soul synchronization in progress. 3%. Actions will follow the body. It went up from 1% to 3%, but that's still so slow. When will my actions finally follow my soul instead of my body? Servian's hands balled into fists as her eyes darted to the status bar. That red diamond thing? I swear I've seen that symbol somewhere. All right, princess. Time for some cake, Ariel said with a smile. Okay, Servian replied, turning to happily eat her cake. It's gotta be just my imagination. For the next few days, life in the Imperial Princess's palace was all about eating good and sleeping great. Even though I can totally eat whatever I want now, I still hesitate. Hey, Ariel. Servian jogged over to her. Ariel turned her voice super gentle. Yes, princess. You want a snack or something? Or are you hungry? Nah, I'm good. Servian shook her head. Seriously, she's been trying to feed me every chance she gets. Can I go outside today? If you're busy, it's cool, I can go later. Your Highness. Ariel turned to fully face her. Of course you can go out. For real. Servian's face totally lit up. This is your palace. You can do literally whatever you want. Ariel knelt down in front of her to say it. And just like that, Servian felt like something was different. Did you think you weren't allowed to go out? Is that why you've been cooped up in here all day? Ariel asked, her eyes full of questions. Ariel thought, this is on me. I should have told her way sooner. I'm so sorry. She reached out, gently touching Servian's cheek. It's okay, Servian said, smiling. I'm just happy you're here with me. Oh, Your Highness. Really? Seeing how adorable Servian was, Ariel felt her heart melt. So, where to today? Servian thought to herself, one of the reasons I'm still so weird about food is because of this thing that happened that I just can't shake. It was called the Imperial Princess's Food Waste Incident. In my last life, a carriage flipped over while going through the slums, and all the trash bags inside busted open. And it wasn't just regular trash. It was packed with super fancy food that looked like no one had even touched it. People were freaking out. All these crazy rumors started spreading like wildfire. Perfectly good food just tossed out. I heard that trash came from the palace. Yeah, and that it's not the first time. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. All that food they threw out was totally fine. It all came from the Imperial Princess's palace. In my past life, since they dumped the trash in the slums, everyone found out about the untouched food. The rumors blew up, and everyone was saying the trash was from Servian Albadot's palace, even though the old Servian was super young when it happened and didn't really remember it all that well. There's one thing I remember crystal clear. That time Adelon Albadot came to see Servian Albadot. Servian is the food here not to your liking. You think it's bad. Servian Albadot was so scared. My father's glare was like ice, and I was totally petrified. I gave this super confusing, mixed-up answer, because back then, the only thing I'd ever eaten was that nasty stuff Sarah gave me. I can still see the disappointed look on my father's face after he heard my answer. Servian hid out in the hallway, replaying the memory from her past life, muttering, I always thought it was all my fault. Your Highness, what was that? Ariel couldn't quite hear her. Servian whipped her head around. Nothing. Ariel gave Servian a confused look. She walked over, crouched down, and asked, Are your legs hurting? Servian quickly shook her head. Nope, I'm good. I always figured all those bad rumors about me were because of stupid mistakes I made when I was a kid, so I just took the L for everything. Ariel looked at her and said, If you get tired, just let me know, okay? Okay. Servian looked up and hummed, agreeing, But it wasn't my fault. Oh my, Your Highness, isn't this the way to the courtyard? Ariel asked, totally confused. I know. I'm going to the kitchen. Servian gave her a quick look and kept walking. Ariel watched her stretch her arms out and start to run, and she couldn't help but think, so cute. Rushing to catch up, she asked, Wait, the kitchen. Are you hungry? I can grab you some snacks. I'm not hungry. I just want to check it out. Servian turned, giving her a puzzled look. Why is Ariel acting so flustered? Ariel thought, oh no, the princess is going to be so bummed if she sees this. What do I do? The money hasn't come through yet. Ariel said awkwardly, there's probably not much to see in there. If that's okay, I don't mind. Servian thought, confused. The money hasn't arrived. She looked around the empty kitchen. Where is everybody? Ariel said awkwardly. They must have finished up all their work this morning. Servian scanned the kitchen. It was almost dinner time, but the head chef was nowhere in sight. And even though the place was spotless, there was like zero food. A place like this shouldn't have a ton of food waste, so why did everyone say the trash was from my palace? No. How could they even know for sure it was from here? The guys in the carriage definitely didn't snitch, so how did they find out? Ariel jumped in. Your Highness, how about a snack? You seem pretty interested in the kitchen. Why don't we have a little something here before we go? Okay, Servian said with a big grin. Just have a few snacks for now. I'll get some chicken soup ready for your dinner, Ariel explained. I know the meals have been kinda lame lately. Luckily, we're getting a food delivery this time. Servian munched on the snacks and thought, lame? I don't think so. At all. Compared to when Sarah was around, this food is amazing. Whoa, slow down there. Seeing her eat so happily, Ariel couldn't help but smile. You like it? It's so good. Servian Albadot glanced up and saw the stats floating over Ariel's head. Ariel was thinking, phew, she likes the snack. I just hope my sis gets better soon. Why isn't her fever breaking? Ugh. So Ariel's sister has a fever this time around too. Servian Albadot squeezed her eyes shut and snapped them open. Thinking about her getting sick and that whole food disaster, I can totally change how this all goes down. I've got this. I'm gonna fix Ariel's sister's fever like tonight. Servian Albadot scanned the area. Please let there be. Spotting a light spilling from a nearby doorway, she crept inside and totally gasped at the insane sea of flowers. Whoa, it's gorgeous. It's like a whole other world is behind this one door. Who are you? A little blonde kid spotted Servian Albadot and asked, Who are you? He looks like he's my age. Servian Albadot gave the kid a quick once-over. Platinum blonde hair, silver eyes. A shiver ran down her spine. No way. Could it actually be Harmon? Like Asterisk, the Asterisk master of the Magic Tower. Even though he came from the slums, his spiritual power, affinity, and magic skills were completely off the charts. That's why the head of the Magic Tower took him in as an apprentice, and he eventually became the new boss. Probably because of where he came from in my last life. Harmon just coldly told me, get out of the way. Servian Albadot flinched and scrambled out of his path. He seriously hated my guts. You Ivich woman, the final act will now begin. From the platform, Servian Albadot stared up at Harmon right up to the very last second of my life. Oh, who are you? Harmon asked again, pulling Servian Albadot out of her daze. He walked right up to her, pressing, This is my secret spot. Who are you? I gotta get back. Servian Albadot looked up at him. Whoa, Harmon Questroth. Occupation Magic Tower Master's Apprentice. Level 80. Favorability 80,984. Emotion super excited. That's his status bar. His thoughts were literally, who is she? An angel so cute. Am I seeing things? Wait, what? He's freaking out, not mad. Servian Albadot stared at his stats, totally shocked. What is happening right now? Cat got your tongue. Kalman asked, looking puzzled. I'm Servian Albadot, she answered super cautiously. Servian, Kalman repeated, looking at her like he was trying to figure something out. He quickly mumbled, right, Servian. Servian, Kalman said her name again. Servian Albadot let out a happy little hum of agreement. That's me. Kalman's status bar was going wild. Favorability plus 100. So cute. Who is she, a mage? So, while Servian Albadot was on a mission to find the apothecary for Ariel's sister, she stumbled through an open door. And that's when she ran into the Moto Lord Kalman. He turned around, slipped off his robe, and laid it right on the ground. He said to Servian Albadot, sit. Wait, he just told me to sit on his robe. Servian Albadot tilted her head, confused. I thought mages were like super proud of their robes. Servian Albadot glanced at his status bar, which was still spamming favorability plus 100, so she asked Kalman about it. Kalman just scratched his head. Well, since my favorability is going up, I guess. It's probably okay to sit. Still, Servian Albadot watched him cautiously. I totally thought he just tossed it down, but he actually spread it out all nice and neat. Meanwhile, Kalman was thinking, she's not even hesitating. This spot has the best view. Maybe I should get her a softer cushion. Kalman was fidgeting nervously. Seeing him, Servian Albadot thought, okay, his thoughts are getting weirder by the second. Yeah, I should probably just sit down. Kalman totally froze the second Servian Albadot sat on his robe. The view really is way better from here. Servian Albadot looked up, taking in the whole scene. Oh, wait a sec. If this is Kalman, he'd totally know where the Moto Lord's courtyard is. He doesn't seem to hate me. Yet. If I ask, he might actually tell me. The second Servian Albadot spoke, Kalman's whole vibe changed. See what? He coughed a couple of times. Do you want to come back later? Okay, fine. I'll give you special permission to come to my secret base. He totally cut her off before she could even finish. This is me giving you special permission. He rushed out. Got it. Kalman's thoughts were racing. So pretty. How is she so cute? I really hope she comes back. Thanks, Servian Albadot said, feeling kinda awkward. Kalman suddenly scooted closer, looking down at her. So what kind of magic are you studying? Are you from a noble family? Then he plopped down right next to her. Nah, I guess you're not a mage. Servian Albadot just hummed in agreement. But why didn't you ask for my name? Kalman asked, looking confused. You don't seem very curious. Servian Albadot asked awkwardly. So, what's your name? Duh, I already know who he is. Platinum hair, brighter than a field of snow. the youngest Moda Lord famous for being super quiet and distant. Kalman turned to her and said, "You can call me Kalman." He was nothing like this before. "Hey, little one, you should head back. It's getting late. You shouldn't be out here all by yourself." Hearing him say that, Servian Albadot pointed out softly, "Aren't you alone too?" "Well, yeah, but I can be. I'm way taller than you." Kalman stood up, a light blush dusting his cheeks. Servian Albadot gave him a look, like, seriously, is this for real? The same Kalman I knew? "What are you waiting for? Come on." Kalman glanced back at Servian Albadot. He thought, her name is kind of different too. Kalman Questroth. Back in the day, he was a commoner, so he didn't even have a last name. Servian Albadot lowered her head. The end must feel like a relief. Seeing that she wasn't moving, Kalman thought, was I too harsh? But seriously, why is she out here so late by herself? "I'm looking for something," Servian Albadot said, finally looking up. "Looking for what? Just tell me. It might be a pain, but I can totally help you find it." "What's that for?" Kalman asked, totally confused. "I'm looking for something that looks like this," Servian Albadot said, sketching in the dirt. "Okay," Kalman mumbled, leaning in. He thought, what the heck is that A-worm? But she said it's a flower, he thought. Servian Albadot's eyes went wide, staring at his status bar like, whoa. She made a shape with her hands. It's small and yellow. "Oh man," Kalman thought, grabbing his shirt, his heart totally racing. "She's so cute." "Its name is Casa," Servian Albadot said after a sec. "Small and yellow. Casa," Kalman repeated, dazed. "Casa. I think I've seen that in the old man's yard." "How many do you need?" She held out her small hand. Just this many." "Oh, if that's all, there's a bunch nearby," Kalman said, turning to point. He saw his status bar just spamming favorability plus 100. "Is this for real?" he thought. "It's kind of dangerous for you to be looking all by yourself," Kalman told Servian Albadot. "So, I guess I'll just have to help you?" Servian Albadot just stared, completely stunned. "Times like this make my past life feel like some weird dream," she thought. "People are so nice. Everything they do and say is so gentle. It's nothing like what I remember. So gentle and sweet. A total 180 from my memories." Servian Albadot trailed after Kalman. "How about this one?" he asked, pointing at a flower. "That's it. It's Casa." Servian Albadot knelt down to get a closer look. "Kalman, you're awesome." "It's nothing," he said, turning away, his face getting red. "Is she going to yank them out by the root that'll take forever?" "Here, let me do it." As Kalman started picking the Casa, Servian Albadot said, "I'm sorry for making you do this." "Thank you for helping me." A notification popped up. "Favorability plus 100. It's seriously no trouble. I'm doing this for you, so..." Kalman mumbled, not looking at her. He was thinking, her hands are so tiny. There's no way I can let her do this. I've got it. Hearing Kalman muttering to himself while picking the flowers, Servian Albadot just let out a happy little hum. "But why do you need the whole plant? Are you going to grow them or something?" Kalman asked, looking up at her. "Nope," she said. "It's to eat." "To eat?" Kalman was so confused. "You can use it as medicine," Servian Albadot explained, looking at the Casa. "Casa is medicine. Are you sure you're not thinking of something else?" Kalman wondered. "Well, I guess this flower does have some fever-reducing properties," he remembered. "That's the one," she said. Kalman looked worried. Servian Albadot thought, "But from what I know, the effect of this flower is super weak. What if she eats too much and gets sick?" Kalman worried. Servian Albadot glanced at him, thinking, "It's like I can see every thought bubble over your head." Kalman stared at the Casa. "Should I give it to her? Maybe not," he thought. "What if it makes her sick?" He was really worried. Should I or shouldn't I? Seeing the look on his face, Servian thought, to him, I'm just a kid saying I want to eat a random flower. Of course he's worried about me. That's just how kind Kalman is. Most people believed Casa had almost no effect on fevers. Its real power wasn't discovered until way later. I remember Ariel crying in my past life. Her little sister must have had a fever back then too. I'll never forget the day we learned the truth about Casa. If I had known sooner, I could have saved my sister. That's what Ariel used to say. Her sister had that mild fever that was going around with all the kids, and even though the Casa flower has a tiny effect on adults, it's a miracle worker for fevers in children. I couldn't save Ariel's sister in my past life, but this time I can change things. Kalman finally handed the Casa to Servian. Here you go. Thank you so much. She took them and looked down at the flowers in her hand. Watching her, Kalman thought, whoa, she's so beautiful. Her clothes are all dirty. Ugh, I should have wrapped them in my cloak. Why didn't I think of that? He thought, messing up his hair. So, should we go now? Kalman asked. Servian just nodded with a, Hey, by the way, how come you don't go to magic class? Kalman asked, stopping to look back at her. The scent of mana coming off you is super strong. The scent of mana? Servian asked, confused. Kalman crossed his arms. Yeah, crazy strong. That means you have a huge talent for magic. You didn't know. That's impossible, Servian said, not believing it at all. Even though I was royalty, I had absolutely zero magic ability in my last life. I guess that's why magic always felt so out of reach. Can I really learn it? Are you serious? Servian asked, her voice shaky. Of course. I'm serious. There's no reason I'd lie to you, Kalman said, a little surprised she doubted him. Really? She asked again. Yeah, really, he confirmed. Thump, thump, thump. Servian felt her heart hammering in her chest. I thought that was a power I could never have in a million years, she thought. Okay, calm down, Servian. Now's not the time to get your hopes up. Let's just focus on the problem at hand. I found the fever medicine, but I still have to solve the trash incident. What if? Servian looked at him. What if? Kalman repeated, giving her a questioning look. She went on. If I wanted to see the palace trash being taken out, where would I have to go? Kalman hummed, thinking. He would probably know, she thought. Well, they'd probably collect all the trash in one place before hauling it off, right? Kalman said, running a hand through his hair. It would most likely go through the south gate since it's closest to the Li Ping camp. Collected in one place? Servian asked. Kalman put a hand on his chin. Yeah, I saw it all the time when I lived near there. Then his face fell. Oh, crap. Now she knows I lived in the slums. Is she going to hate me? OMG, you're like a total genius. You know everything. Servian looked at him completely starstruck. Seeing her like that, Kalman totally blushed. His favorability was definitely going up. Hey, well, I guess I am pretty smart. The guards are going to make their round soon. We gotta bounce, and you have to promise this is our little secret. Got it. Servian stared at Kalman. I'll keep it on the down low, but only if you promise me one thing, Kalman said, looking right at her. She was confused. And what's that? Promise me you'll actually study magic. Servian glanced at the status floating over Kalman's head. Kalman Casteloff. If I do that, I'll get to see him again. Won't I? Servian thought, looking down at her shoes. Can I even learn I had like zero magic talent in my past life? But if Kalman says I can, maybe it's true. She mumbled, totally bummed. What if I completely suck at it? No way you'll be awesome. You just have to promise me you'll at least give it a shot. Kalman looked her right in the eyes and said, Can you do that? Servian's head shot up and she grinned. I'll totally try. I promise. She stuck out her pinky for a swear. Okay, pinky promise. Kalman hooked his pinky with hers. They sealed the deal. Servian whispered, This is a promise just between the two of us. Your Highness, where are you? Servian's head whipped toward the sound. Oh shoot, that's Ariel. I gotta go. Already. Kalman looked super disappointed. You can come to my secret spot anytime. You've got like a special VIP pass. Kalman Casteloff's thoughts. I really hope I get to see her again. Servian saw his status bar and smiled. Okay, Kalman is going to be such a big deal someday. It's kind of crazy that a guy like him wants to see me again, even though he probably won't give me a second thought in the future. But that name Casteloff, it rings a bell. Where have I heard that before? Ariel finally found Servian sounding totally panicked. Your Imperial Highness Servian held out her hands and walked over to her. Ariel, it's so late. Where have you been? Ariel asked, her voice full of worry. Ariel, this is... Ariel's eyes landed on the flower covered in dirt and her whole expression just crumpled. Oh my gosh, what happened to you? She dropped down in front of Servian, looking her over. Are you okay, Your Highness? You really should have told me before you just ran off. After making sure she was fine, Ariel stood up and said, Seriously, especially this late at night. Servian stared at the ground, not sure what to say. Oh no, I made Ariel mad. I should have just told her before I left. She clutched the casa flower in her hand super tight, but I was just so worried. What's wrong with me, Ariel? I'm sorry. Servian's eyes started to well up with tears. Your Highness. Ariel's voice got way softer. Ariel's thoughts. I should have been way gentler. I was just so freaked out I ended up scaring her. Servian blinked and peeked at the status over Ariel's head. Adio. Ariel was thinking, ever since Sarah got here, I've been so awful to Her Highness. No wonder she's so scared of me. But if I hadn't acted that way, I never would have been able to stay with her. After all, even showing a tiny bit of kindness to Her Highness would have gotten me tossed in a cell. Seeing that, it all clicked for Servian. So that's why Ariel was so cold to me whenever Sarah was around. Servian Albadot finally got it. After reading Ariel's status bar, Ariel was only being cold to protect her, to make sure she could stay by her side. Servian Albadot held the casa flower out to Ariel. Ariel, I wanted to give this to you. A huge lump formed in her throat, and her voice cracked. I won't do it again. I'm sorry for how I was in my past life. Ariel had stuck by her for so long. Is this for me? Ariel asked, staring at the little yellow flower. Servian Albadot just hummed yes. Ariel looked so touched. Your Highness, you could go out for me any time, but you have to promise you'll tell me before you leave next time. Can you do that? Servian Albadot nodded and said, Yeah, Eruisa. Okay, thank you. I'm so happy you gave me the flower, Ariel said with a real smile. Really, this old thing? Servian Albadot looked up at her. It's medicine. Medicine? Wait, what, you're telling me this is medicine? Ariel looked at her totally confused. Didn't you say your sister's sick? Servian Albadot said quietly. When I was trying to see His Majesty, I overheard that this stuff is super good for fevers. You have to give it to your sister as medicine. Here's the medicine. Ariel stared down at the cassia flower in her hand, completely stunned. I only said that one time. I can't believe your highness remembered. She looked at Servian, her eyes filled with emotion. Your highness Albadot, you're so worried about her. Just because of that, I promise I'll get this to my sister. Servian Albadot let out a little giggle and nodded. Not long after that day, Ariel took the cassia flower home and got some incredible news. She came bursting into Servian Albadot's room, yelling excitedly, Your Highness, my sister's fever is gone. For real, that's amazing. Servian Albadot spun around to look at her. It was all because of the medicine you gave me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ariel was straight up crying tears of joy. With that, Ariel could finally breathe again. But she must miss her sister like crazy. Shouldn't she go home and see her? Ariel looked up at the perfect blue sky. So, where are we running off to today, Your Highness? Over there. Servian Albadot pointed off in the distance and just started walking. Ariel followed right behind her. Just let me know if you start feeling tired. Your Highness, Servian Albadot, clutching her stuffed rabbit, was practically buzzing with energy. I'm not tired. Okay, the next thing I have to deal with is that whole food waste incident. I need to get it sorted out before it even starts. Kalman said the south gate is where I'll find clues about that whole waste mess. Whoa, look at this crowd. So many people. She ducked behind a pillar, trying to stay hidden. Gotta keep a low profile. Your Majesty, this is the way to the south gate, right? Yatter asked, trailing after Adrian Albadot. Adrian was totally silent. Yatter kept talking. It's not every day you go for a walk, Your Majesty. And you've come pretty far out. There's not much to see around here, haha. You didn't come all this way just because... The gossip on the street was that the princess was out for a walk here, did you? Adrian Albadot froze. He spun around and shot him a death glare. You're running your mouth a lot today. Got a problem? Yatter totally started sweating bullets when he saw how mad he was. He pulled out a handkerchief to wipe his forehead. No, of course not, Your Majesty. I totally overstepped. Adrian just turned and kept walking. Yatter nervously scurried after him, and just then Adrian and Servian locked eyes. Servian jumped, totally shocked to see him. Dad, what's he doing here? Ariel, who was with Servian, bowed to Adrian. Your Majesty. Adrian just grunted and shot a look at Yatter. So the report was right. Good thing I came. Yatter just scratched his head, all awkward. Wow, what a coincidence, Your Majesty. I mean, you're so busy and you just happened to be walking by. Adrian nodded, looking super pleased with himself. Yep, total coincidence. Servian peeked at the status bar floating over her dad's head. Adrian Albadot, affection plus 100. Thoughts? She's so cute today, but that dress looks kind of worn out. Servian gripped her skirt, totally mortified. Seriously, of all the times to run into Dad, it had to be when I'm wearing my old clothes. I only have a few outfits, so I have to keep re-wearing them. Most of them are basically ancient. But I really wish I'd worn my best one today. Oh, the timing. Adrian walked over and leaned down to get a better look at her. Do your legs hurt? No, Servian blurted out. Then what's the matter? Ariel stepped in when she saw Servian struggling for words. I think the crowd is a bit much. Her Highness is feeling a little shy. Adrian Albadot's thoughts. Is she scared of me? I'm not scared, I just don't know what to say. Servian thought frantically. Adrian Albadot's thoughts. Still shy, huh? Guess there's nothing for it. I really don't want to, but... I should just get out of here. If this keeps up, Dad's gonna shut me out again. Servian thought. She barely opened her mouth. It's gonna be just like my past life. I can't let that happen. It'll be fine. It worked last time, right? Just be brave and grab onto Dad. This is the junior official's office. It's where the level 1 bureaucrats from every department post notices. Whoa! Servian stared at the government building in front of her. The Empire has 12 departments in total. The biggest one is the Magic Town Management Department. Magic Town is... Hex was kind of shocked to hear Adrian talking this much. Hex's thoughts. Isn't she like a little kid? Why is he boring her with all this stuff? So since the continent is mostly peaceful right now, it's super important to keep things balanced with our diplomatic ties. Adrian stood there with his arms crossed, totally getting into his lecture. Got it. Yep, but I was completely lost. Servian gave him a super awkward look because I didn't study any of this imperial stuff in my past life either. I see. At least you're paying attention. When he heard that, Adrian actually looked happy. Hex just gave him a helpless look. Your Majesty, the princess hasn't even started her official lessons yet? Thanks, Hex, Servian said, her eyes drifting off into the distance. Over there. Neigh, neigh. The sound of a horse whinnying came from a nearby carriage house. That's it. That's the carriage house I was looking for, she yelled, pointing. Huh, Servian. Adrian looked totally confused. Servian just kept pointing at the shed. Oh, you want to go see it? I have to get over there no matter what. Hex and Adrian were still looking at her like she'd grown a second head. She asked again, want to go look? Servian stared at them with big, hopeful eyes. Well, she's just a kid. She's probably curious about the horses. Let's go check it out. Adrian's affection points kept climbing. You're right, Your Majesty. Hex chimed in. Adrian Albadot's thoughts. Still shy, huh? Guess there's nothing for it. As much as I hate to, I should probably just go. Servian Albadot's thoughts. Oh no, if this keeps up, Dad's going to shut me out again. Servian's lips parted. It's going to be just like my past life. I can't let that happen. It'll be okay. It worked last time. Just be brave and grab onto him. She reached out and grabbed the bottom of Adrian Albadot's robe. Servian! Adrian looked back down at her. Let's go together, she said, looking right up at him. And then the scene shifted. Next thing you know, Servian was sitting on a rug, munching on snacks. All I did was grab his robe for like a second. Have some more. Is there anything else you want? Adrian looked totally satisfied just watching how cute she was. Wow, I did not see this coming, Servian thought, feeling kinda awkward. I'm still eating. I'm good. Nope, I'm having him bring something else for you. Hearing that, Servian was totally floored. How is Dad so good at hiding how he really feels? A minute ago, he was all like, guess I have to leave. But since I wasn't being shy, he decided to stay. I swear I saw Dad smile for a split second, but then it was gone. Adrian handed Servian a plate of macarons. Here, Servian, eat up. Man, he's impossible to figure out, Servian thought as she took the plate. Thanks. So, Servian Albadot and Adrian Albadot basically just bumped into each other. Adrian Albadot laid out a whole spread of amazing food for her. Servian noticed Ariel was just like staring at the ground. Home. Ariel. Ariel's inner monologue was going wild. Can I maybe swipe Her Highness's leftover macarons? If I hide them right, I could snack on them for ages. He's been so worried about this. Should I just talk to Dad before we bounce? Servian Albadot looked down, lost in thought. Servian, Adrian Albadot called out softly. Huh? Servian Albadot looked up totally startled. Of all the places to take a walk, why here? He asked, looking super confused. I was just curious. Servian Albadot said, her eyes flitting all over the place. I can't exactly tell him I know about the shady stuff about to happen, or that I know what everyone's thinking. Adrian Albadot rested his hand on his chin. Is this your first time here? Yep, totally my first time, Servian Albadot replied, trying to act normal. Come on, I'll give you the grand tour, Adrian Albadot offered. Servian Albadot thought, yes, this is way better than just wandering around by myself. She glanced around, super curious. They have to be talking about the carriage house. I totally overheard the maids talking about it yesterday. And that shed is somewhere near the south gate. Good thing I kinda know my way around here. The shed should be back behind where the lower-ranking officials stay. Adrian Albadot looked down at Servian Albadot, looking concerned. Do your legs hurt? Servian Albadot shook her head. They're fine. Oh, so cute. Adrian Albadot shut his eyes for a sec. Is that right? Well, come on then, Adrian Albadot said to Servian Albadot. Take all the time you need to look around. The Empire's horses are famous for being top tier. It's because the Empire is way up north, to make monster hunting easier. We're constantly upgrading the horse breed, making them handle the cold better and run way faster. Adrian Albadot was thinking, my daughter is a legit genius. She actually gets the whole strategic importance of horses and asked to see them herself. Servian Albert just watched him go on and on. Actually, that's not it at all. The carriage, for now anyway, looks totally normal. Oh, looks like it hasn't happened yet. She let out a huge sigh of relief. What are you staring at? Adrian Albadot followed her eyes. The carriage. Adrian Albadot looked back at her. Want to hop in and try it out? It looks like there's something inside. Estafette, attendant, go clear out whatever's in that carriage. Adrian Albadot ordered. Yes, your majesty. There's something in the carriage? No way could it be. Servian Albadot's face scrunched up as she thought. She spotted a huge black bag. What am I supposed to do? She instantly remembered what Adrian Albadot said during the ceremony. Is the food not to your liking, Servian? Servian Albadot balled her hands into fists, her whole body shaking like crazy. Your majesty, this is... Hex saw the food inside the bag. It was a bunch of leftovers. Adrian Albadot just glanced at it and said, Isn't this just food scraps? What's it doing here? He bent down to get a better look at what was in the bag. Servian Albadot grabbed onto the edge of Adrian Albadot's robe. I found it, your majesty. Why is this place such a disaster? And what are you doing here? The stable hand came running up. Asim, the stable guy, was completely terrified. He was thinking, oh no, I am so dead if they find me out. He just stood there trembling in front of Adrian Albadot. Are you the one in charge of this area? Adrian Albadot asked, his brow furrowed. Hex said to him, Your Majesty, I took a close look and something feels off. If this is just trash, this food looks way too good. And why would scraps be in a carriage? Doesn't the palace have a specific spot for dealing with leftovers? Yeah, this is super sketchy. Adrian Albert's face got serious. It looks like someone's trying to sneak food out of the palace. Hex shot a look down at Asim. Adrian Albert glared hard at Asim. Drag him away and question him. Oh, we should be able to figure this whole mess out. Asim was shaking with fear. Whoa, when did the guards even show up? Have they been following me this whole time? Your Majesty, I swear I don't know anything. Please let me go. Asim begged. I didn't do anything. This is so scary. Servian Albadot was trembling with fear. Come here. Adelon Albadot held out his hand to her. She immediately stopped crying. Adelon Albadot pulled her into a hug. It's okay. Don't be scared, Servian. Servian Albadot looked up at Adelon Albadot. Dad is hugging me. It's kind of awkward, but I feel way calmer now. Interrogate that man until he talks. Find out where those food scraps came from. Adelon Albadot told the guards. Yes, Your Majesty. Servian, you should head back too. Servian Albadot looked up at him. Is this really all I can do? But now that Dad is suspicious about the food, things will definitely go differently than they did in my past life. Servian Albadot and Adelon Albadot had found a bunch of food waste in a carriage house. Seeing how good the food still looked, Adelon Albadot figured someone was trying to smuggle it out of the palace and ordered them to interrogate the stable hand, Asim. Inside the study. Your Majesty, I think you're going to want to see this. Hex put a flag down on Adelon Albadot's desk. Adelon Albadot looked at it, his expression completely shocked. What is this? Why is the Imperial Princess's flag here? We found this while we were questioning that stable hand we caught yesterday, Hex said, looking grim. What? Adelon Albadot shot up from his chair. Hex kept going. This flag was stashed in his room. This whole thing might be connected to the Imperial Princess's palace. What are you trying to say? Adelon Albadot glared at him, furious. It's possible the Imperial Princess blew her food budget and had to find a way to secretly get rid of the extras. Beads of sweat started forming on Hex's forehead. Let's go, Adelon Albadot said, turning and walking straight out. Whoa, where are you off to? Hex asked, totally confused. To the Imperial Princess's palace, Adelon Albadot said, looking super serious. Meanwhile, Ariel held up a plate of macarons and was like, Your Highness, look, there are so many macarons. OMG, I'm so stoked. Servian Albadot ate one. These are amazing. Ariel, you gotta have one too. Oh, I'm good, Your Highness. Ariel was beaming at Servian Albadot. So glad I actually worked up the courage to ask for these. The food around here has been so lame lately. You seem like extra happy today. You really love macarons that much. Nah, I like you more, Ariel, Servian Albadot said with a total grin. Oh, Your Highness, Ariel said, blushing. There's actually another reason I'm so happy, but it's a secret, Ariel thought, smiling. My sister's all better now, and that whole food-wasting mess I was freaking out about got shut down early. I still wonder where that stable guy was swiping all that food from. Whatever, it all totally worked out. Since Dad ordered a full-on investigation, there's no way I'll get blamed for something I didn't do, but I still have so many questions. Why was my palace set up? And how did those rumors spread like wildfire? I was just a kid, so it's all a blur. Suddenly, there was all this commotion. She whipped her head around. What's all that racket outside? What's happening? Your Highness, I'll go see what's up. Ariel peeked over at the closed door. Servian made a little noise. Just then, Adelon Albadot pushed the door open and walked in. Whoa, Your Majesty? Ariel immediately bowed. The second Servian heard his voice, she totally tensed up. Adelon Albadot thought, could that wasted food asterisk really asterisk be from the Imperial Princess's palace? Dad Servian Albadot stared at him totally freaked. Why does his status bar look like that? Why is he getting the wrong idea about me? Asterisk again. Asterisk. Is this seriously happening all over, just like in my past life? Servian, I need to ask you something, Adelon Albadot said, looking at her with this super intense face. And you have to tell me the absolute truth. Servian Albadot was so scared she was shaking all over. Have you been throwing away food? Hearing that, Servian Albadot's hands balled into fists. Guess you can't change the past that easily. Adelon Albadot spotted the food on the table and asked, looking puzzled, What are you eating? This is totally... Servian Albadot's face went completely white. Her heart was about to beat out of her chest. OMG, what do I do? If he finds out I brought back leftovers from yesterday's picnic, he's going to be so mad. Your Majesty, I've done something terrible. Ariel dropped to her knees. And who are you? Adelon Albadot looked over when he heard her voice. Your Majesty. Ariel looked up and said, I'm the head lady in waiting for Her Highness, the Imperial Princess. Oh, so you're the head lady in waiting. So what did you do that's so bad? Adelon Albadot asked. Servian Albadot saw Ariel's status bar pop up. It said, I have to protect Her Highness. Hick! Servian Albadot just started sobbing. Servian Adelon Albadot turned to look at her. I brought back the leftovers from yesterday. Servian Albadot sobbed out. I'm so sorry. Adelon Albadot just froze. Servian, hey, don't cry. I'm scared I don't want you to get the wrong idea again like last time. Servian Albadot cried even harder. So this stuff really is leftover food from yesterday. Servian Albadot just nodded at his words. Adelon Albadot put his hand to his forehead, frowning. Oh, what is even happening right now? Ariel gulped. Your Majesty. Sir, the Imperial Princess gets 0 funding. What are you talking about? Adelon Albadot couldn't believe what he was hearing. That's insane I gave specific orders. But right now, the Imperial Princess doesn't even have any real ladies in waiting. It's just me. Even though she was shaking with fear, Ariel spoke up with courage. Ariel's thoughts, This has to stop. Now Ariel's in danger too. I can't lose Ariel. I gotta do something. Servian Albadot wiped the tears from her eyes. Right then, a servant came in and bowed to Adrian Albadot. Your Majesty, did you check the place out? Adrian Albadot turned to him. The servant looked super awkward, like he didn't know what to say. So what's the deal? Did Dad get it wrong again? Ugh, my eyes are so blurry from crying, I can't even read his status bar. Servian Albadot rubbed her eyes, trying to get a clear look. The servant shot a quick look at Servian Albadot. The Imperial Princess's kitchen is weird. There's literally no food. I didn't see a single servant working either. What do you mean? Are you telling me the food's already been tossed out? Adrian Albadot glared at him. No, Your Majesty. The princess's kitchen is totally empty, like there isn't even anything to cook with for today. The servant rushed to explain. How is that even possible? Adrian Albadot was floored. Your Majesty, he's for real. Ariel cried out. Ever since I became the head lady in waiting, Her Highness hasn't been getting her proper allowance. How could we possibly throw food away? She had absolutely nothing to do with this. I just wanted Her Highness to have something nice to eat, so I brought back the leftovers from yesterday. The servants in your palace thought they were for me, so they were sweet, and packed them up. Please don't be mad at them. Servian Albadot's heart totally broke. Watching Ariel on her knees begging like that, Ariel's thoughts, I am loyal to His Majesty. She's taking all the blame. Servian Albadot's heart just shattered seeing that. I didn't do it. Servian Albadot grabbed onto Adrian Albadot's clothes, holding on tight. Servian, Adrian Albadot said, his voice all soft. I didn't throw the food away. Servian Albadot said finally, finding her voice through the tears. I've wanted to tell you this since my last life. I didn't do it. I'm not a bad kid. You have to believe me. Adrian Albadot seemed to hesitate for a second before speaking. After a moment, he said, I believe you. I'll always believe you, no matter what. Birds were chirping outside, and Servian Albadot's eyes were totally red and puffy. She just melted into Adrian Albadot's arms, finally sighing in relief. She was completely wiped out from crying. Thank goodness the whole mess was over. Okay, glad this is sorted, but is this ice pack like crazy cold? It was going to take 2 hours for the swelling to chill out. Ariel was gently pressing a cloth-wrapped ice pack to Servian Albadot's swollen eyes. She looked at Servian with so much concern. But I feel like I cried way too much. As her head lady in waiting, I actually let Her Highness get this upset. This is totally my fault. Ariel looked like she was taking it all on herself. No, it's not your fault at all, Ariel, Servian said right away. Then what exactly have you been eating? Adrian Albadot asked, looking lost. Spill. I want to hear everything. I've been trying my best with the money we had left, but it was nowhere near enough, Ariel replied, trying to be formal. So I've been using my own allowance, and when that ran out, I had to ask the other palaces for their leftovers. Ariel finished. Wow, Ariel has been going through so much for me. Servian just stared at her shocked. You're kidding me, Adrian Albadot said, horrified. Adrian Albadot gently stroked Servian Albadot's head, and she looked up at him. Adrian's thoughts. How could I have let this happen to a little kid? Dad, Servian thought, completely puzzled. But why is everyone freaking out so much more than when Sarah was here? The food situation is way better now. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Adrian Albadot demanded, his voice tight with anger. Ariel's face went pale. Your Majesty, she stammered, totally scared. Adrian's thoughts. Is she afraid of the Empress? Servian glanced over at Adrian Albadot's status bar, wondering. Could, the Empress really do this to me? I mean, who else would it be? In the Albadot Empire, the Emperor's job is to run the country and deal with all the big picture stuff. His wife. The Empress is in charge of everything that happens inside the palace. It's basically the rule. But if a concubine has a kid and the kid is still little, the kid's actual mom gets to call a lot of the shots. But for a kid like me with no mom, the Empress manages everything, and the Emperor is supposed to respect her decisions no matter what. This whole deal is called the Emperor's Oath. It's not just some old tradition, it's literally written into the Empire's most important law, which means my dad can't really do anything to help me. Servian saw Adrian pinch the bridge of his nose, looking super stressed. She thought, I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Servi. Adrian Albadot looked down at her and whispered in apology. From now on, I'm personally taking care of everything for you. After that, I actually slept like a rock for the first time in forever. While I was totally passed out, a ton of stuff went down at the Imperial Princess's palace. Someone got kicked out. New people were hired. You could literally feel Dad's anger radiating through the whole palace. The ministers could only watch him and keep their mouths shut. Not even the Empress was safe. Sabel Albadot hung her head, putting on her best I'm the victim here face. Your Majesty, I honestly had no idea. Empress. Do you seriously expect anyone to believe that? Adrian Albadot roared. I have not told a single lie. If I'm guilty of anything, it was trusting the wrong person, Sabel Albadot shot back. But I am innocent. Servian Albadot fidgeted, watching this whole drama unfold. Asterisk, Dad told me to come, but why am I here for this asterisk? Sabel Albadot turned to stare right at her. My dear, why don't you say something? Servian took a scared step back the second Sabel looked at her. Servian, do you really think your own mother? Sabel put a hand over her heart, her voice cracking, is some monster who would hurt you. Sabel Albadot's affection, negative 8,990. Thought, how did this little brat find out about the food scraps? My perfect plan actually failed. Servian was horrified by this whole act. Sabel Albadot put her hands on her cheeks, pretending to be weak. Sabel's thoughts, this kid is so annoying. Can't she talk? Why won't she just say something? Everything she's doing is so fake. I'm not giving her an answer. Servian kept backing away, terrified. Servian! Adrian Albadot saw her hiding behind him. Adrian Albadot's affection was going up. Sabel Albadot's affection was dropping fast. Servian squeezed her eyes shut, not wanting to look at Empress Sabel Albadot anymore. What is wrong with you? Sabel Albadot snapped. There's nothing to be done. Servian is just super shy around strangers. Adrian Albadot said, picking Servian up. She's shy with pretty much everyone but me. It's a whole thing. Servian Albadot looked up at Adrian Albadot. Asterisk, that's not exactly true. Is that so? Sabel Albadot frowned, and her face got all dark. But hey, if saying that keeps the Empress away, then let's just go with it. Servian turned her back on Sabel Albadot, totally ignoring her. So I've made my decision. Servian's ears perked up listening to what Adrian was about to say. Starting tomorrow, the Empress's control over the Imperial Princess's palace finances is officially revoked. What, Your Majesty? Sabel Albadot's face completely changed. You can't do that. The Empress's power over the palace is guaranteed by the Emperor's oath. How can you just asterisk? She really dares to throw the Emperor's oath in my face, asterisk, Adrian thought. Albadot's expression turned to ice. Sabel Albadot flinched and quickly tried to backtrack. No, that's not it. The Empress must have heard how bad things were at the princess's palace, even if something was done wrong. You can't just punish her. So you're telling the world the Empress's word is above the Emperor's? Adrian Albadot shot back his voice like ice. Your Majesty, Sabel Albadot stammered, totally terrified. How could I ever? You've got it all wrong. Adrian Albadot just waved her off. And with that, Sabel Albadot was escorted right out of the Imperial Princess's palace. The fact that Sabel even dared to bring up the Emperor's oath had Adrian seeing red. If you get what I'm saying, then just hand over your authority without a fight, Adrian Albadot said, his voice dripping with ice. Sabel Albadot was completely trapped. She gritted her teeth. I get it. You can go now, Adrian Albadot said, watching her with a cold glare. Yes. Sabel Albadot turned on her heel and left. Servian Albadot watched her walk away, totally lost in thought. In my last life, I never in a million years thought I'd see the Empress like this. Just then, Sabel Albadot whipped around and shot Servian Albadot a look that could kill. Sabel thought, she is the spitting image of her mother. So freaking annoying. Servian Albadot glanced at her status bar, her expression one of pure shock. Wait, what, mother? The scene flips, and now Servian Albadot is at the dining table picking at some macarons. Ugh, I'm so bummed out. Like, what did I even do wrong? Why does she hate my guts so much? Servi, are the sweets not good? Adrian Albadot asked, noticing she wasn't really eating. Hold up, what did he just call me? Servian Albadot froze on the spot. She blinked her big watery eyes, just staring blankly at Adrian Albadot. Why isn't she answering? Did she not like the nickname? Adrian Albadot wondered, a troubled look on his face. My Servi would never act like this. It's really delicious, Servian Albadot said quickly, seeing his affection level go up on her status bar. She let out a huge sigh of relief. Okay, so he really was asterisk talking to me. That totally freaked me out for a second. Is that right? Then have some more, Adrian Albadot said, covering his mouth with his fist. From now on, whenever you want something to eat, no matter what it is, I'll make sure you have it. Servian Albadot's eyes totally lit up. She asked excitedly, even macarons? Of course, Adrian Albadot promised. That's amazing. Servian Albadot grinned. From here on out, Ariel won't have to stress about snacks anymore. Servi. Adrian Albadot felt a sharp pang of guilt as he saw her happy face. She's this excited over something so small. This is all my fault. Servian Albadot gave him a confused look, glancing up at the status bar above his head. This isn't father's fault, though. But Adrian Albadot just opened and closed his mouth like he was trying to say something. He gently patted Servian Albadot's head. It's nothing. Just eat up. Dad's worried about me. That makes me so happy. Servian Albadot said, beaming at him. The scene shifts. Adrian Albadot is standing by the window, staring outside. So, I wasn't just imagining it. She really was too skinny. And I never even noticed. I'm so pathetic. For some reason, ever since Servian started talking, she's been completely terrified of me. Almost every time she saw me, she'd just burst into tears. It got so bad, she'd cry herself sick. I was so scared I was making her ill that I just couldn't bring myself to go near her. It was also because she'd hide the second she saw me. So I started keeping my distance so I wouldn't scare her. But this whole time, it was all because of that ex-head maid. Adrian remembered what the other maids had said. She was always awful to the Imperial Princess. She barely fed her and totally brainwashed her into being scared of His Majesty. How dare she? Adrian gritted his teeth in pure rage. Your Majesty. Hex's voice cut through his thoughts. Adrian spun around and asked, Did you find anything? Yes, Hex replied. It was without a doubt the Imperial Princess's palace flag. It looks like someone stole it. The old headmaid is the most likely suspect, but this is all just a theory for now. There's no solid proof. The former headmaid Sarah, who could have helped us crack this, and the stable boy, Asim, the one we caught earlier. They both took their own lives. How could you let that happen? How did they both manage to do that? Adrian demanded from his subordinate. The subordinate was trembling with fear. Hex quickly stepped in. I swear they were under heavy guard. Someone must have wanted to get rid of the loose ends, so they had them silenced. Adrian knew it was true. But inside the Imperial Palace, very few people have the power to just off prisoners. Could the person behind this be? It's hard to say for sure right now, Your Majesty. Are you suspecting her asterisk? Hex asked cautiously. Keep investigating, Adrian commanded. Keep a close watch on where the money is going and double the guards on the Imperial Princess. At the very least, let the kid run around freely inside the palace. After Dad found out what was really going on in the Imperial Princess's palace, he brought the hammer down on the Empress's head servant. She was the one in charge of passing out the money that the Empress set aside for each palace. The whole mess was finally closed with the head servant and Sarah being found guilty of working together to steal the funds for my palace. Even though that conclusion felt a little too neat and tidy, it's not like I could do anything about it, Servian thought. Want some more milk? Ariel asked. No, I'm good for now, Servian replied. Also, a ton of other things have changed around the palace since that day. First, because we have plenty of money, now the kitchen is way more stocked with all kinds of ingredients. We've got yummy snacks and healthy food, plus a whole new team of maids who were actually picked out carefully. Second, that gloomy vibe that was always hanging over this place is finally gone. The Imperial Princess's palace budget seriously leveled up. This one and this. None of these are right for Her Highness at all. Ariel is on a mission to pack the closet with clothes that actually suit a princess. Ariel started giving the super gloomy princess's palace a total makeover. Hey, let's use this chance to swap out all the furniture too. This stuff is way too big and dark for Her Highness. Ariel suggested. Okay. Servian nodded. I'm into bright things too. And I totally agreed with her. Because a room that's a carbon copy of my past life would just bring back old nightmares and make me feel like I was suffocating. Ariel seems so happy these days. It's really great. Anyway, Your Highness, what dress are you feeling for breakfast? Ariel asked. But for real, the biggest change was breakfast. When Father said he would personally take care of me, I honestly thought he just meant he was taking over all the management stuff. But no, he meant this asterisk, eating breakfast with me every single day. Greetings, Your Majesty, Servian said softly. Servi, Adrian exclaimed. Let me help you, he said, and then he used magic to float Servian right onto her chair. Dad's magic is just so mind-blowing, no matter how many times I see it. Eat up, Servi. Okay? Whoa, this silverware is so light. Servian stared at the utensils in her hands, totally confused. Asterisk, ahem. Asterisk, Adrian cleared his throat, looking a little embarrassed. Servi, I had those made just for you. All the utensils in the Imperial Princess's palace are going to be replaced with a set just like this. Do you like them? Wow, thank you. Servian's eyes completely lit up. He actually noticed the old silverware was too big and heavy and put all this thought into it for me. It felt like getting an awesome surprise gift. Seeing Servian just staring at her food. Kalman didn't make a move either. Adrian asked, Servi, is there nothing you like? No, I like everything. Servian smiled, her face beaming. After eating, Servian completely passed out. Adrian held her in his arms with his eyes closed. Your Majesty, Ariel said nervously, I'll take Her Highness back. It's fine, Adrian said. What's going on? Am I dreaming? I should probably wake up, but it's so warm. Servian thought drowsily and then snuggled closer to Adrian. He instantly froze, but at the same time, his affection level totally skyrocketed. Ariel quickly tried to explain. It's probably because she had to come for breakfast. Her Highness woke up a lot earlier than usual, so she's just a little tired. Your Majesty, Her Highness isn't usually like this. She's always so composed. Adrian cut her off. Stop talking. I said it's fine. You'll wake my Servi. When Servian woke up, she was in the courtyard of the Imperial Princess's palace. She was completely shocked by the view. Asterisk, is this seriously the same courtyard I know? Asterisk, with so many people working, it was basically unrecognizable. The breeze feels so good. Servian sighed. She replayed the whole scene from this morning in her head. I conked out right before we finished breakfast without even realizing it. I woke up a good while later, my mind a total blank. But Ariel wasn't mad. She actually comforted me, saying it was totally okay and that His Majesty didn't blame me. Before, if someone had said that, I never would have believed them. But now, I think it might actually be possible. Oh, Your Highness, are you heading out? Jenny, I'm just going for a quick walk. At that moment, Servian saw Jenny's status bar, affection 355. She's so cute. All right, be careful then, Jenny said. Thankfully, the new maids are all super nice, especially Jenny. She's just sweet through and through. Oh, speaking of which, I wonder how Kalman's magic training is going. I haven't seen him since that night. I finally met someone my own age in this giant imperial palace. Servian remembered what Kalman had said to her. That sweet jasmine scent on you is so strong. But Servian quickly shook her head. Asterisk, no, I can't get my hopes up for no reason. He must have been mistaken. There's no way I smell like jasmine. Servi, Damien's voice called out. Seeing Damien, Servian remembered his ice-cold attitude and couldn't help but shiver. Asterisk, maybe I shouldn't have come out. Hello, Servian said awkwardly. I'll just say hi and get out of here. Thank you. They were recommended by the captain of His Majesty's personal guard. Good, then I'll report to His Majesty as such. Right, Hex instructed. Remember to tell them. When they're protecting Her Highness to try and stay out of sight. Servian is shy with everyone except me. You need to be extra careful. Hex thought back to Adrian's orders and was like, asterisk. What from where I'm standing? Asterisk. Asterisk. Her Highness clearly leans on that headmaid way more. His Majesty has been super lenient with Her Highness lately. Still, he's also investigating what the Empress has been up to. I really don't know how this is all going to shake out now that the long war is over. His Majesty married the only court lady in the Empire just to keep things stable. And that court lady is Adelon Albadot, the current Empress. Their marriage is 100% a contract. They even had their heir using magic because in His Majesty's heart, there's only room for the princess's birth mother. Even if he doesn't have a ton of love for a princess born from a concubine, the Empress should still do her job. If what happened to the princess recently ends up tracing back to the Empress, His Majesty will definitely be furious. I really hope it's not her. Back in the Imperial Princess's courtyard. Thank you for what? Servian asked. Last time, Damien started to explain. When you went to see my mother, I was a complete jerk to you that day, so I figured you'd never say hi to me again. So I wasn't imagining things, Servian thought. Asterisk. His whole vibe really did a 180. I'm sorry, Servian. Are we cool? Damien asked. Yeah, it's whatever, Servian replied. For real. Damien was totally hyped. My bro actually said sorry to me. Guess he was hung up on that whole thing. But Servian was still super confused. Like, why would he do that? So, can I still come hang out with you? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Servian. Meanwhile, Damien's likability score was just climbing. You guys are the ones who should be stressing. You should probably bounce now, Damien said. Okay. Servian gave a little wave. Later. Just then, Damien's status bar popped up with this, now that Dad's in charge of the Imperial Princesses. Whole palace things should be chill now, right? Whoa, what's going on? Servian wondered. Is there some drama between my brother and the Empress too? Back in the day, my brother was always like the perfect poster boy for a crown prince. He's crazy smart, got insane magic skills, and he's Dad's first legit son. I've always known for a fact that the throne was going to be his someday. But then Servian had a flashback to her past life. Servian Albadot, the Imperial Princess, tried to steal the throne. She's under arrest for treason. Treason? I was totally clueless about what was happening as they dragged me away. It didn't matter how much I cried or begged that I didn't do it. Nobody believed me. Literally, no one. Even though I dodged that whole leftover food drama, this is just getting started. I can't let my guard down. I can't get comfortable just because everyone's being nice to me right now. I've got to figure out how to survive this. The second I'm old enough, I'm ditching this palace and living a quiet life. The next morning, Servian was rubbing her sleepy eyes and was like, wait, who'd you say was here? Jenny answered. The Crown Prince, Your Highness. Come on, Princess, arms up. Okay. Servian did what she was told and raised her arms. You're being so good, Your Highness, Jenny gushed. Jenny's friendship level is like way up, even though she hasn't even been at the princess's palace that long. But for real, my brother's here, Servian asked again. Yep, he's waiting in the reception room, Jenny replied. Servian thought, he said he'd drop by later, but I totally didn't expect him to show up like the very next day. Servian Damien started. My bad, I should have given you a heads up. Servian just stood there kind of frozen. What's he doing here? Did I mess up yesterday or something? With that thought, Servian ducked behind Jenny. Oh, my anxiety is kicking in again. But then she peeped Damien's status bar. OMG, what do I do? Did I freak her out? I had to hurry over? Damien's status said, because the thing I brought could melt. It's a present for you. I heard you have a sweet tooth. Damien held out the cake to Servian, totally nervous and watching her reaction. I really hope she likes the gift Hex told me to get. Cake, Servian's eyes were glued to it. Can you make me a fork too? Servian suddenly looked up at Damien and asked. Totally. I can make you one, Damien said. Right then his status bar was like, thank God I know magic. Wait, what? Servian was a little confused. How can something so small make him that happy? Looks like our little princess is ready for some dessert, Jenny thought to herself. They actually look so cute together. I never would have guessed His Highness. The Crown Prince had this side to him. I'm not like my dad. It might take me a sec, Damien said. Okay, Servian nodded. I can't believe I was actually won over by a cake, Servian thought. It's moments like this when I remember this body is literally a kid's. But man, this cake looks seriously yummy. In a flash, Damien didn't just magic up a little spoon, but also a bunch of tiny edible animals, and put them on the cake. All right, these little animals are totally edible too. They're not super cold. No, wait, don't eat the bunny, Servian said. Damien froze. Oh no, what do I do? I already put it on the cake. Just then, Jenny, being super helpful, stepped in and said, if it's okay with you both, I can move the little animals off the cake and onto a different plate to keep them safe. And then I can help cut the cake into little pieces for you. Yeah, let's do that, Damien said. Okay, hurry and eat it. It's gonna melt. Okay, big bro, you should have some too, Servian said. Just then, Damien totally froze up at what Servian said. Did I say something wrong? Servian looked at his face, completely lost. Then a second later, she saw his status bar pop up. She called me brother. I'm so touched. Favorability plus 100. Favorability plus 100. Whoops, I totally called him brother without thinking, Servian thought. Now that I think about it, I haven't really called him that much. In my past life, I always called him Your Highness the Crown Prince, because it was just awkward. Damien looked a little embarrassed and said, even if I'm kind of weird sometimes, please just try to get it. Servian was confused. It is a little weird, right? Damien nodded. Maybe sometimes you're scared of me. Or you don't like me like that last time at the Empress's palace. Servian nodded. That icy look he gave me at the Empress's palace, I know it so well. I saw it like 1,000,000 times in my past life. That's why I can't forget it, and why I'm even more terrified. Why is my brother telling me all this? Like what's going through his head? Just then, Damien's status bar read, I gotta get stronger fast so I can protect my little sis. Then Damien, looking kinda down, said, thanks, Servian. Guess he has his reasons, Servian thought. I'm gonna have to watch him for a bit. The next morning, Servian sat up with a huge yawn, man. Your Highness, are you still sleepy? Want to sleep in a little? Ariel asked, sounding worried. Nah, Servian mumbled, climbing out of bed. I'm gonna be late. Lately? So my new morning routine is basically this crash breakfast at the Emperor's palace. Eat till I'm in a food coma, pass out, and get carried back by Dad. It's like a thing now. And even though I know I'm gonna knock out right after I eat, I can't just skip breakfast, you know? Then Ariel hits me with this smile and goes, you'll have a little extra time this morning. I was so confused. Then she explained, from now on, you'll be having breakfast right here in the Imperial Princess's palace. But like when I walked into the dining hall, Adrian and Damien were already sitting there. Servian, you made it. You're here. Oh, they said it at the exact same time. Why is my brother here too? I asked, still totally half asleep. Servian. Damien heard the Emperor call me that. Asterisk Servian. Is that a nickname I want to call her that too? This morning, her sleepy face is legit as cute as an elf's, but that's a given, Adrian thought. Asterisk. Is this what it's going to be like? From now on, asterisk, I was feeling super pressured just looking at the two of them. But I didn't invite the Crown Prince. Why are you here? Adrian asked, and he did not sound happy. I totally tensed up. Whoa, he's actually calling him out right to his face. Why asterisk did asterisk he come? Damien just wiped his mouth and calmly answered, it's been a while since I had breakfast with Father. I wanted to eat with you guys. Oh, is that right? Adrian shot back. The whole table went silent. The vibe was so awkward, I swear. But wow, they really do look alike. Servian, do you like the plates and stuff? Adrian asked. My precious. I just nodded. I really like it. What about the design? If you're not into it, I'll have them change it. No, it's fine. Listening to them, Damien felt super bummed out. Asterisk, I want to call her by her nickname too. I heard the Crown Prince sent Servian a cake recently. Adrian suddenly asked, staring at Damien. At the same time, his status bar popped up. I was totally going to make her one when I had time. He beat me to it. Yeah, Damien replied. I sent her some animal figures too. She loves them. Animal figures, Adrian asked. Just eating a plain cake is so boring, Damien said, all smug. You have no idea how much she loves the ice figures I sent. I put a preservation spell on them, so she even has them set up as decorations in her room. Oh, but you're not supposed to be learning preservation magic yet. Guess those figures are going to melt soon, Adrian said, dripping with sarcasm. I learned it early so they won't melt. Was he for real? Servian, is that true? Yeah, I replied. Are the figures still in your room, Servian? Damien asked. I nodded. I like the bunny. We finally got through breakfast in the most suffocating silence ever. You know, now that I think about it, it's not just their looks. Dad and my brother are low-key the same person. I really need to start planning for my future. I just hope that after I manage to get out of the Imperial Palace, I can get a small piece of land. Just spending the rest of my life there, growing flowers and stuff. Doesn't sound half bad. And just like that, lost in my thoughts, I conked out again. Then my dream went straight back to my past life. It's black magic. The Imperial Princess used black magic. I shot up wide awake. That's right. It wasn't just magic they accused me of using, asterisk, black magic, asterisk. Back then, everyone was giving me grief for gaining weight at the banquet. So I literally just drank black tea every day trying to hang in there. Then one day, Sarah, my headmaid, just vanished. A bunch of guards swarmed the princess's palace. They tore the place apart and found all this stuff I'd never even seen before. And all of it was tied to black magic. Could the Empress have been behind that too? But like, would she really go that far just because she didn't like me? I just don't get it. Even though I can see what people are thinking now, I can't just chill and rely on that. I need to prep more, but what else is there to do? Where are you going? A voice suddenly said from behind me. I turned my head to see who it was. His Majesty went to the Imperial Princess's palace again today, Sael said, looking totally ticked off. But he refused to see me, the Empress. I am so over this. Your Majesty. The maid jumped back. This is so frustrating. Sable gritted her teeth. Sarah got kicked out, and they even found out about the whole leftover food thing. I thought that was a pretty solid plan. Adrian Albadot, how far are you going to stick your nose into this? Fine, whatever. I'll just have to switch up my plan. I'll take my time and come up with something new. Out in the courtyard, I looked around, and there was Adrian. He came over and asked, "Where are you headed?" "Just to play." "Anywhere special you want to go, my precious?" Adrian asked. I thought about it for a second and said, "No." "Then come with me," he said. And his affection level was going up. NGL these past few days have felt like a dream, but it makes me feel a little guilty. The longer this goes on, the more I want it to stay this way. I just don't want to be hated. If only I could just keep living like this, feeling this warmth. If only. But as soon as I officially start my lessons, everyone's going to find out I'm a totally useless princess with zero magic. Is Dad going to be disappointed in me? Then will I not get to feel this warmth anymore? This way, Adrian said. Just then, I saw his status bar pop up saying he was looking forward to my reaction. I wonder if Dad got macarons for me, I thought. So what do you think? Adrian asked. My jaw totally hit the floor. That's a huge horse. Seeing how I reacted, Adrian thought all satisfied asterisk. Now this is a real gift. Hex was watching with this look on his face like, seriously, Your Majesty, isn't this a little much? You don't like it? Adrian asked. I heard she's super into animal figurines. Asterisk. I really put a lot of thought into this asterisk, Adrian thought. Meanwhile, Servian felt this weird pang of sadness. Asterisk. The sweeter this moment is, the more it kinda hurts. But still, this moment is so precious to me. Asterisk. I need to stop with these negative thoughts. Asterisk. Servian told herself, shaking her head. Asterisk. No, I love horses. It's beautiful. I don't want to kill this happy vibe. Asterisk. Just for a little while. I want to ride this happy wave a little longer. Here, have one of these, Adrian said. Macarons. Servian's eyes lit up. They're way better than cake, Adrian added. They're both delicious cake and macarons, Servian replied, trying to be diplomatic. Adrian paused for a sec, then quickly said, okay, then I'll get you both next time. And just because of what Servian said, Adrian started making future plans. Asterisk, looks like I need to hire a cake and macaron chef like ASAP. But Servian kept going. I don't know any magic. I can't take the horse back with me. Even though I totally love it, Servian said, looking at the horse a little bummed out. This gift you got me? It's just way too big. Well, you haven't started learning magic yet, Adrian said. Obviously. And even if you can't take it back, it's no big deal. You can come hang out with it anytime. Servian just stared at Adrian, completely floored. Asterisk, Dad is letting me into his private garden. Asterisk, for real, Servian asked. Yeah. Adrian nodded. Behind him, Hex kept this super awkward but polite smile plastered on his face. Asterisk, Her Highness is seriously so generous. I totally didn't expect her to dig that fountain. The very next day, Servian went to Adrian's garden again. Everyone knew the Emperor's private garden was the most gorgeous spot in the whole palace. Since she finally got the green light, she planned to use the chance to check out the beautiful flowers every day. Asterisk, the flowers smell so good. Is Dad working? I can't bug him while he's busy. I should probably just bounce. Servian Adrian suddenly called out, It's cool. Come over here. Servian gave a slightly awkward smile. Asterisk, so he totally saw me. After she sat down, Servian thought, asterisk, Dad looks so swamped. Is it even okay for me to be here? The warm sun and the smell of paper are making me so sleepy. Just as Servian was about to drift off, a shout totally jolted her awake. Your Majesty, I have something urgent to report, Hex started to say, then stopped cold. Oh, Her Highness is here too. Hex hesitated. Just spit it out, Adrian said. Asterisk, Can I listen in? Asterisk. It felt like a big deal, Servian thought. We just got word, Hex said. The Kingdom of Carbel is sending out an SOS. The Kingdom of Carbel, Adrian asked. Give me the details. Asterisk, the Kingdom of Carbel. Hearing that name, Servian was suddenly all ears. Asterisk, the Kingdom of Carbel. But our Belai medicine shipment to them, something went sideways. Hex said that Marquis Parma was in charge of that. Adrian asked, But the merchant crew taking the Belai medicine to Carbel got attacked on the way. They caught the guys who did it, but they torched the medicine first. The whole shipment we were sending was burned to a crisp. What about our stash of Balon medicine? The Empire's got plenty, but we already sent out one round of relief supplies this quarter, which means our trade deal with the Kingdom of Carbel is in deep trouble. Asterisk, what is going on? Asterisk, Servian was completely lost listening to them. They'd been going on about the kingdom of Karbel for a while now. But it was supposed to be totally wiped out. Originally, there were 4 empires on the continent. But now, other than the Albadot Empire up north, all the other empires have totally collapsed. A bunch of new smaller kingdoms just popped up in the old empire's territories. Among them, the kingdom of Nabapar ruled the south, and the kingdom of Karibal took over the west coast. In the last major continental war, over 20 years ago, Dad could have conquered the whole continent, but he shut the war down when the previous emperor suddenly died and focused on making the empire's power solid. He used trade and diplomacy to control the continent instead of war. I remember from history class that the kingdom of Karbal was the first kingdom to just disappear, and not from a war, but all because of a disaster, because some local disease broke out. It didn't just get the citizens, it wiped out the royal family too. And, just like that, the kingdom of Karibal was destroyed. Even though I'm glad this kingdom still exists, maybe it's about to be erased from the map, just like the history book said. Asterisk. Could it be asterisk? The thought hit Servian like a lightning bolt. Asterisk, no way. If we can't supply the Balai medicine, Hex continued, it's going to be hard to import the special fertilizer from the kingdom of Karbel. We might even have issues with the Harban tea supply next year. Hearing this, Servian's head snapped up. That's right, the Balai medicine. The disease in Karbel can't be treated with spiritual power. The only thing that can cure it is Baleen medicine. From what they're saying, asterisk, it looks like the kingdom of Karbel was getting the medicine from the empire through a trade deal. If they have enough medicine, could we stop the kingdom of Karbel from being destroyed? Should we, asterisk, send them some of our backup medicine? Asterisk, Adrian thought for a second and then said, I mean, if the disease in the kingdom of Karbel spreads, it's going to affect the other countries on the west coast too. But Your Majesty, Hex said, storm season is coming up fast. Moving relief supplies in the coldest season will cost us a ton. The estimated cost is going to jump by more than 3 times. Besides, in the last couple of decades, the number of cases of that disease in Karbel has been dropping. They should have some of their own medicine saved up. What if we just send the relief stuff after storm season is over? Adrian nodded at Hex's idea. You're right. This whole deal is basically just us doing the kingdom a solid. Well, we can't have them thinking this is a freebie. Hearing that, Servian's expression totally changed. The endemic disease, which was usually under control, suddenly blew up like crazy fast when the Empire hit pause on aid during the storm season. Back then, nobody ever imagined some minor disease could literally wipe out an entire kingdom. Adrian's voice snapped Servian out of her flashback. Servian, you've been looking pale for a bit and you've barely touched your food, Adrian said, his voice full of concern. At this rate, tons of people are going to get sick this storm season. Servian thought, her stomach twisting. This might be the last chance to stop the kingdom of Karbel from completely collapsing. Can't we please help them? Servian asked. You mean the kingdom of Karbel? Yeah. Can I even say something like this to Dad? He'll probably just call me naive, but it's the only thing I can think of right now. Servian grabbed onto Adrian's sleeve. Your Imperial Highness, she blurted out. Her Highness has no idea what she's asking. What if His Majesty gets mad? Hex shot a nervous look at Adrian. Servian, do you have any clue how much this decision is going to cost the Empire? Adrian asked. Servian tried to explain, but the words were stuck in her throat. Okay, chill out. I just need to talk to Dad calmly. You got this, Hex whispered encouragingly. I just don't want to see, people getting sick. We have to keep our promise, Servian finally said, pushing through her fear, but she instantly wished she could take it back. That's not how I meant it to sound. I wasn't thinking that, but these weird words just tumbled out. What do I do now? Adrian reached over and gently patted Servian's head. It's okay, he said softly. It's the thought that counts. And it looks like the princess gets that completely. As he said that, Adrian's favorability rating shot up again. The regent Adrian turned and ordered, Well, what are you just standing there for? Go pass on the princess's orders. Yes, Your Majesty. Hex said, totally stunned. Wait, what the princess's orders? Servian cried out. Here, have another one. Adrian pushed a macaron toward Servian. That's not what I wanted, Servian thought, side-eyeing Adrian, thinking, Dad just listened to me, a little kid, without even hesitating. What is going through his head? Meanwhile, Adrian's status bar popped up. The second she heard it was an endemic disease. She started worrying about the people. That's my daughter, all right. Such a good heart. I'm sure I just sounded like a whiny little kid, but Dad didn't blow me off. He actually listened. Servian's feelings were a total mess. But in my past life, it didn't matter how hard I tried. No one ever listened. So yeah, the order sent out in the name of a 5-year-old princess caused a huge scene. And this scene was so not what she wanted. What is the Emperor even thinking? I heard it was the princess who got him to change his mind. Is that for real? The courtiers were whispering and checking out everyone's reactions. Hex totally saw this coming. Of course, the ministers were freaking out. Oh dear, you're not going out today either, Sarah asked Servian. Servian paused, then said, Nah. Our dear princess? Why has she been so down lately? Sarah fretted. Servian was feeling seriously bummed. Because of this whole thing, everyone was staring at her constantly. and some really crazy rumors were starting to fly. The princess made the emperor change his orders. Ever since that rumor started, she was suddenly the center of everyone's attention. I hate rumors so much. If this keeps up, what if it's like... my past life and horrible rumors start spreading. The storm season just started. I'm just gonna hide out in the palace for a while and try to stay off the radar. The storm season. The Albadot Empire was way up in the northern part of the continent. The weather up north was brutal. Every single year, the empire got slammed with blizzards during this time. They called the storm season. But thanks to the protection of a magic circle around the whole empire, the weather stayed pretty much like spring most of the time. But during the storm season, the temperature would drop and the monsters got way stronger. So most people just stayed inside. Because of the storm season and this whole Carbel Kingdom mess, I won't get to have dinner with Dad for a while. He's already so swamped. Maybe I shouldn't have asked him to do it. Your Highness, let me get you some warm milk, Sarah said, looking concerned. Okay, Servian mumbled, totally bummed. Sarah thought for a moment, and her status bar appeared. Her Highness is barely eating and seems so down. I think I need to report this. Seeing that, Servian quickly yelled, Hey Sarah, don't go stay here with me. You'd be happier if I stayed with you, right? Yes, I like Sarah. I can't let her go telling Dad about something this small. Servian thought. Your Highness, the Regent is here to see you. The Regent? Why does he want to see me all of a sudden? This is not normal. Servian started to panic even more. Did something really bad happen? Greetings, Your Highness, Hex said, bowing. I'm here to report something urgent. Sorry for just showing up like this. Servian grabbed onto Sarah's dress, her heart starting to pound. This is the first time I've seen him since he told me about the whole Carbel Kingdom thing. He seems like he's in a huge rush, and the vibe is super serious. Seeing Hex let out a breath just made Servian more anxious. Oh no, something bad definitely happened. Your Highness, please try not to be too shocked. Let me explain. Hex said, There's been a massive outbreak of the endemic disease in the Kingdom of Carbel. Servian just froze. What? She heard Hex keep talking. I heard the plague is spreading like crazy and doing some major damage. What's happening to the people there? Servian asked. I totally get why you're freaking out, Your Highness. Hex sighed. So the endemic disease is for real, Servian thought. I kinda saw this coming, but I was really hoping I was just being paranoid. I so did not want something this awful to actually happen. The stuff from the history books in my past life is all happening all over again. It's like more proof that my past life was real, that my past and present are totally connected. But, Your Highness, you don't have to stress so much. Hex went on. Because you were so ahead of the game, we got the Vitra medicine to them just in time. You remember it, right? The Empire's secret weapon against that plague in Xiaopang. Vitra medicine. Yeah. We had some issues, so we were supposed to deliver it after the storm season, but then you gave the order, and we sent it early. The second I got your command, I threw a team together. We headed out before the storms even started, which cost a little extra to be honest, but our medicine and supplies got there right when they were needed. Your orders basically saved the Kingdom of Carbel and a ton of other countries along the west coast. For real. Hex bowed to Servian. Servian was totally floored. I saved them. I actually helped people. Just then, someone shouted from outside, His Majesty the Emperor is here. The Emperor, Hex asked, completely confused. He told me to hurry over and give Her Highness the news. Why would he come himself? Servi Adrian called out, sweeping Servian up into a hug. Servi, I heard you haven't been eating much. As he said it, his status window read, I dropped everything and ran over when I heard. Is it really that bad? He looked pretty pale too. Thinking that Adrian touched Servian's forehead. Do you have a fever? No, I'm calling a doctor to check you out, Adrian said. Servian waved her hands like crazy. No, you don't have to. I'm not sick. If you're not sick, then why aren't you eating right? Adrienne pushed. Your Majesty, Hex said, sounding so done. Are you interrogating a criminal or something? When Servian didn't say anything, Adrian shot Hex a death glare. If she's not sick, then maybe Hex didn't give her the full story about Carbel. Hex flinched and like, whoa, why is he suddenly giving me the evil eye? This is about to blow up big time, Servian thought, starting to panic. Servian stammered. I'm not hungry. You're telling me you don't have an appetite? Adrian asked, looking Servian over. This is the kid who gets hyped over bread crusts. How could she not have an appetite? Is it a stomachache? Seeing what the status window said, Servian was hit with a wave of cringe. Was I really that obsessed with food before? I can't believe Dad would remember something like that. This is so mortifying. I'm fine, really? Servian said quickly. You're busy, Your Majesty. I won't hold you up. I mean, I didn't study government in my past life, but I know storm season is a super busy time. I can't have you worrying about my meals when you've got so much going on. Goodness, Your Highness Ariel and Hex gasped at the same time. Servian, why would you say that? Adrian asked. Sweetheart, it's not a bother. Not at all. Servian leaned against Adrian. Hearing her dad's voice so steady and strong, not sad at all, totally calmed her down. You're not bothered by me? Servian asked. No, Adrian answered. Not one bit. So tell me, why aren't you eating? Servian was overwhelmed with feelings. And that's when it clicked. Me not eating was a big deal to my dad. Someone actually thought I was that important. She hesitated, then started to talk. Well, it's just... What is it? Adrian asked. Sweetheart, I don't want to eat by myself, Servian said. So you don't want to eat alone? Adrian asked, stroking her face. I want to eat with Father Servian said, trying to be careful. It doesn't have to be. Every day just sometimes would be nice. I was trying to sound all mature, but the second I opened my mouth, I sounded like a little kid. Servian was so annoyed with herself. I really hope Dad doesn't think I'm throwing a fit. I guess because I'm so used to being ignored, I'm always walking on eggshells when I talk. Servian sighed and said it again. Doesn't have to be a regular thing. Just sometimes, even just once in a blue moon. You seem to have gotten the wrong idea, Adrian said. He turned and asked, did the chief maid not pass along my message correctly? Answer me, my princess. Why would you ever think you couldn't have breakfast with me anymore? Adrian's tone was super serious. Servian jumped. Whoa, why did the room get so tense all of a sudden? At the same time, Adrian's status window popped up. I was planning to start having breakfast with her again as soon as I got through this crazy busy time. How could she get that impression? But Ariel told me, Servian thought. Just then, she heard Ariel explaining, I'm so terribly sorry. The head attendant from the Imperial Palace just told us that your majesty wouldn't be coming for breakfast. And then Adrian asked Sweetheart. I think Her Highness Ariel continued a little shaky, probably took that to mean not just for a little while, but that you weren't coming back. Ever. Thinking about it now, Ariel suddenly got it. Her Highness got really down right after she heard that. Is that true, sweetheart? Adrian asked. In that moment, Servian saw Adrian's status window say, I can't just believe her. This could be another one of the maid's schemes. Servian was shocked and thought, no way am I letting Ariel take the fall for this. So, she quickly said, Ariel's right. So, and that's the deal. Adrian was finally convinced. Then you've got nothing to worry about, he said. Servi, I was totally planning to grab breakfast with you again once I'm not so swamped. For real? Servian asked. Totally, Adrian said, super serious. But like if things get crazy again, I might have to bail. Once things chill out, we'll totally do breakfast again. So even if you're eating by yourself, you gotta eat right, Adrian reminded her. Okay, Servian nodded. Is brother gonna eat with us too? All right, let's all eat together every day. Yeah, every single day. Even though that whole thing was a while ago and winter's over, I Servian still get a ton of stares wherever I go. Whoa, that's her, the legendary princess. Everyone's still super curious about me. All their staring was making me feel kinda awkward. They weren't coming up to say hi or anything, just watching me. They probably figure I'm just some clueless kid, which is why they're being so bold. With that thought, I turned to head back. I'll just take a quick walk around the courtyard and then head inside. I haven't really been going out much lately anyway. The only reason I came out today was to find this flower that only shows up for like a second during storm season. It's so pretty, I thought my eyes totally lighting up. This thing usually only grows on snowy mountainsides. I can't believe I found one in Dad's private garden. My luck is insane. I gotta get a good look before he starts teasing me about it. Just then, I heard people whispering about me again. What is she even doing over there? Just like curled up in a ball. Beats me. I felt pretty helpless, honestly. Are people ever gonna stop staring at me? But all this attention did lead me to figure something out. By paying way more attention to everything around me. I discovered a new trick with the status bars. If I really focus on someone far away, their status bar zooms right up to me. It's kinda intense trying to read a bunch of them at once though. At least this way, I can check if anyone's spreading nasty rumors about me. Diplomat Kane's status bar said, so that's the princess who saved the kingdom of Karbal and all those West Coast countries. I heard she actually cried for the people who were suffering from that awful disease. I was like speechless. I was only crying because I was terrified of Dad. Then there was Diplomat Abel's status bar, so she's the one who changed His Majesty's scary mind. I even heard she totally told off the chief minister. She's so young, but wow. My jaw just about hit the floor. The Treasury official James, his status bar, said, I heard she convinced the emperor by arguing you can't put a price on human life. If we hadn't sent those herbs, things would have gotten so much worse. What was I thinking? Okay, so not a bad rumor I thought, but I really don't want to read any more of these. How did that story about me chewing out the chief minister even get started and saying I changed the emperor's mind? That's not exactly a good rumor either. Your Imperial Highness, are you nervous because there are so many people you don't know here? Ariel asked, looking worried. No, it's not that, I said, feeling super down. Let's just go back. Oh, what now? Wait, what's that? I think I saw something by the flowers. Or am I just seeing things? Meanwhile, Adrian was asking Hex, this endemic disease, was it man-made? You got any proof? Hex answered, our investigation pinpointed the areas where the disease is most concentrated. Take a look at this map. As you know, Your Majesty, while we were sending bowling herbs to Karbal for the disease, we were also looking into the outbreak itself. But this outbreak is totally different from what we've seen before. It's definitely suspicious. Adrian nodded. It's not like it's a new disease either. The kingdom had it handled before. So why is it spreading like crazy now of all times right during storm season and after the herbs were destroyed? Is someone doing this on purpose? Adrian asked. Has the kingdom of Karbal said anything? Not a word. They're still swamped dealing with the fallout, it seems. I heard most of Karbal's royal family caught the disease, compared to other places. The royal family got hit hard. That's awful. Adrian sighed. Chief Minister, look into this whole thing again, Adrian ordered, and keep it quiet. It's supposed to snow non-stop for the next month. Right. I thought sipping some hot water and staring out the window. Oh yeah, my birthday's coming up soon. It's always during the absolute coldest part of the storm season. In my last life, my 6th birthday was a total non-event. I didn't even get a party. Because of that whole sewage mess that they pinned on me, the Imperial Princess public opinion was in the gutter. Add the disaster in the Kingdom of Carbal on top of that, and things were just a complete mess. A lot of bad stuff has been happening inside and outside the Empire lately. I think it's probably best if the Imperial Princess has a quiet birthday this year. So yeah, I spent my 6th birthday all by myself. I can still picture it sitting in a dark, empty room just staring out at the blizzard. Back then, a tiny part of me was still hoping anyone would show up to celebrate with me, so that's how my birthday went down in my past life. But this time, I should get a normal birthday party right. I mean, I stopped the sewage incident and the disaster in Carbal from happening. Still, it's better not to get my hopes up too much. I've learned that the higher you hope, the harder you fall. But for this birthday, I should at least get to have dinner with Dad or my brother. That would be more than enough. Your Imperial Highness. Need anything? Jenny asked. Nope. Servian just shook her head. Okay, well, just let me know if you do, Jenny added. Servian gave a little nod. Ever since the storm season kicked off, the Imperial Palace had been super chill. When things are this quiet, you kind of have way too much time to think. Asterisk. So Jenny's planning a birthday gift for me, Asterisk Servian thought. Seeing what other people are thinking and feeling is convenient, but the huge downside is that you find out about all their surprises way ahead of time. I really didn't expect her to do this for me, especially since my whole plan is to ditch the palace when I'm older to avoid what happened in my last life. But the more good memories I make, the more my resolve starts to crack. I just wish I could live like this forever. If only I could become someone the Empire actually needs, even though I can't use magic. If I could just help the Empire with my other abilities. Your command is what saved the Kingdom of Carbal and all those nations on the west coast, Servian remembered Hex saying. Maybe their asterisk is asterisk something I can do. Jenny, the Imperial Library, Servian said suddenly. Huh, the Imperial Library? Jenny asked confused. Yeah, Servian nodded. I want to go. If I learn more now, maybe I can actually help someday. Servian thought, feeling a spark of hope, but of course Jenny totally burst her bubble. But you can't even read yet. There probably isn't much for you to even look at there. And then it hit Servian. Oh, right, I can't read. I'll just go look around then. I'll go by myself, Servian said. What, you want to go alone? Jenny asked, looking super worried. Do you not want me to come with you? I can get another maid to go with you. It's dangerous to go by yourself. Servian totally panicked and rushed to explain. No, it's not that I don't hate you or anything. For real? Jenny asked. Yeah, I'm sorry. I really don't, Servian insisted. Okay, that's good. So why do you want to go alone? Jenny asked, gently brushing Servian's cheek. I want to look around on my own. Servian quickly lied. Then she saw Jenny's status bar, and it read, She's totally at that age where she wants to wander off. Guess I'll just let her. All right then, Jenny said with a smile. I'll walk you to the door and you can go in by yourself. Jenny, let's go, hurry up. Servian called out, totally excited. All right, Jenny replied. I'm coming, Your Imperial Highness. She's so hyped. It must be because of the storm season. Things have been way too quiet around the palace. She's probably super bored, asterisk, Jenny thought, watching Servian's tiny figure run ahead, asterisk. But still, how in the world does she know the way to the library, asterisk, over there that way? Servian pointed. Please don't run so fast, Your Imperial Highness. Be careful, you'll get hurt. Please walk slowly, Jenny called out, sounding stressed. Oh my, Your Imperial Highness. It's truly a pleasure to meet you. A man was standing right in front of Servian, stopping her dead in her tracks. Servian's whole expression changed as she looked at him. Her heart started pounding like crazy. She remembered her past life. This was the guy who pointed at her and straight up lied. There's no mistake. These are clearly traces of black magic, and a seriously evil kind at that. I am the magician Antonio, Your Highness. I've heard the stories that you're famous for saving the Kingdom of Carbal. Meanwhile, Antonio's status bar popped up. This is my chance. If I can get on Her Imperial Highness's good side, I'll be set. Servian started shaking uncontrollably. Antonio just smirked at her, thinking, handling a little kid like this is a piece of cake. Are you on your way to the library? Asterisk. Allow me to escort you, Antonio said. He's going to frame me again. They're going to take me away. Asterisk. Servian thought, completely frozen with terror. Your Imperial Highness, Jenny asked, seeing Servian trembling. Her voice was filled with concern. The awful scenes from her past life flashed in her head all over again. It's so weird, isn't it, that Her Imperial Highness, a member of the royal family, can't even use magic, asterisk. Is that why she's messing with these dangerous and wicked things? I can guarantee, on my reputation, that these are the marks of someone who has dabbled in black magic. No, they're not mine. I've been framed. Just listen to me. Please, you have to listen, asterisk. My Her Imperial Highness looks so pathetic. Asterisk. Antonio had mocked. Oh wait, you're not an Imperial Highness anymore. Asterisk. I always wondered why. Why did this person I'd never even met before hate me so much, asterisk? Servian, are you awake? Adrian asked. What's wrong? Servian clutched the blanket, her body still shaking. I was definitely locked up in that cold prison. Why don't you lie down for a little while longer? Adrian said, his heart totally breaking for her. The physician said, physically, there's nothing wrong. Do you feel sick anywhere? Asterisk. Oh, right. I came back to the past. Asterisk Servian remembered, finally letting out a huge sigh of relief. Servian, what happened? Adrian asked again. Antonio's face flashed in Servian's mind. That's right. It's because I ran into him. I'm fine, she mumbled, but Adrian obviously wasn't buying it. Did that guy do something to you? You don't have to worry. Tell me, Servian. Just tell me. In that moment, Adrian's status bar appeared. This is driving me insane. She's obviously not okay, but she won't tell me. Should I call the doctor again? What did that guy do to my daughter? Asterisk. Dad's so worried about me. I should probably tell him a little bit. Servian stammered. I'm scared. I'm afraid I'll be framed again like before. I'm afraid of being abandoned again. Afraid of dying some miserable death. You're scared, Adrian repeated, his face turning dark. Then he gently stroked Servian's head and said, Get some rest for now. Adrian stood up and left like he'd just remembered something really urgent. Asterisk. I wish Dad could have stayed a little longer, but I didn't have the guts to ask him to stay. How dare he? Adrian stormed off toward the prison, absolutely furious. He's still not talking. Dad, you're here, Damien said. Next to him was Antonio, on his knees, looking like he'd been through it. He won't crack? Damien continued. This guy is seriously stubborn. Your Majesty, I swear I'm innocent, Antonio cried out. What did you do to my daughter? Adrian demanded. Did Servian say what went down? Damien asked, his voice full of worry. Servian said she was freaked out. Adrian said, his voice like ice. Innocent, I am innocent, Antonio shot back. You're gonna lie to the Emperor's face. I literally just said hi to the princess. You dared to say hi to my daughter, the nerve. The father and son were fuming. How did it even get this bad? A simple hello is totally normal, Antonio thought, just taking the heat. Okay, so maybe I was gonna try and pull a fast one on her. I mean, I know how obsessed the Emperor is with the princess, but I haven't even done anything yet. I totally didn't expect the princess to just pass out and make everything a huge deal. Seriously. That useless girl is totally getting in my way. Hey, doctor, is it possible she just had some kind of major freakout? Damon asked. Yes, Adrian nodded. Damon glanced over at Antonio's face and asked, You think it's because of this guy's face? Adrian asked, totally confused. Damon explained, Well, Servian has crazy high standards, right? Just look at how obsessed she is with my little animal statues. Adrian nodded. Yeah, Servian's standards are definitely up there. She's in love with the sculptures I made for her. It had to be that guy's face that scared Servian, Damon said, dead serious. She was probably just on her way to the library to hang out, not expecting to see a face like that. A face that's practically screaming, I'm a total creep. After hearing Damien break it all down, Adrian couldn't stop nodding. Wow, you've got a point. It's so gross to think my daughter had to even look at a face like that, Adrian said coldly. Is this for real? Antonio was completely speechless. Help, somebody help. How's Servian doing? Is she feeling any better? I'm about to bring Her Highness a tonic. You haven't even figured out what's actually wrong with the princess. Adrian snapped, and you want to make her drink that nasty bitter stuff? But for Her Highness to get better? The royal physician tried to say, but Adrian just cut him right off. Do you have any idea how much Servian loves good food? I'll do my absolute best to make the medicine taste better, the royal physician quickly promised. Your Highness, please take your medicine. The royal physician said, super nervous. Please, he begged, sweating bullets. Please drink it, Your Highness. If you don't, I'm toast. Servian, drink it, Adrian said sternly from the side. Servian, come on, drink up. You need to get better fast, Damon added. Great, just great. No pressure at all, Servian thought, glancing around the packed room, especially at the royal physician. What's his deal? The royal physician looked like his entire world was ending. Your Highness, please get better after you drink this. You'd be saving my life. Even though I absolutely hate medicine. It's not like I was going to refuse it. I guess everyone got the wrong idea, Servian thought as she grabbed the medicine. But blue is the royal family's color. Such a fancy color, and now it's being used as a medicine coaster. This is the first time I've ever gotten this kind of VIP treatment. Don't worry, Servian, Adrian said, leaning in closer. I made sure to tell the royal physician that the ingredients and taste of this medicine are like top-notch. You can drink it without a second thought. Since my dad said so, I'm obviously just going to chug it. But wait, why does the color of this stuff look a little off? Servian thought, staring at the medicine in front of her. In that moment, Servian could see everyone's status bars. Yatter, drink your medicine and get better already. Sarah, Your Highness. Damien, Servian needs to get better, like right now. Adrian, if Servian can't drink it, I'll just use magic to fix her. I don't even care. Jenny, I just hope she drinks it all without making a fuss. Servian got all emotional. Everyone is so worried about me. I should probably just get this over with. It smells awful, tastes disgusting, and it's so bitter. You're not finishing, you don't like it, Adrian asked with a worried look, seeing the pained look on Servian's face. Then whipped around and shot a death glare at the royal physician. The royal physician's heart sank instantly. Well, I guess today's the day I die. Just then, Servian saw the royal physician's status bar. If I make it taste good, the medicine won't work as well. For Her Highness's health, I tried my absolute best to make it drinkable, but I guess I totally failed. No way, Servian thought. If I say it's gross, I feel like the royal physician is going to be in huge trouble. Good medicine is supposed to taste bad. I can handle a little bitterness. Wow, this medicine is actually really delicious. Servian chugged the rest of the medicine and lied through her teeth about how good it was. And with that, the whole crazy incident where the emperor ordered the royal physician to make good-tasting medicine, which had been totally stressing out the royal physician, was finally over. Is that for real? Adrian asked. Yep, Hex replied. I saw it with my own eyes. Besides that, he's done a ton of other illegal stuff. The nerve of that guy. Adrian was furious. Servian's gut feeling was spot on. She passed out the second she saw that guy. That whole thing was really bugging me, so I had him investigated. What a total monster. Dad, what's the plan for him? Damien asked. This man has done some unbelievably cruel and twisted things. He used his position as a Moda magician to scam kids from the slums, feeding them a fake story about making them magicians. Using that lie, he kidnapped kids and sold them into slavery. The power of a magician is a seriously sweet deal, but how could something so messed up even happen? And the kids he snatched, Adrian demanded. I'm afraid we're stuck until the storm season passes before we can really dig into this. Hex replied, it's looking like most of them were trafficked to other kingdoms. The Albadot Empire doesn't allow that kind of thing, but it's still a reality on this continent, and it gets way worse the further south you go. The uglier it gets. We have to get to the bottom of this, and we have to bring those kids home, Adrian commanded. Every single one of them is a precious citizen of our empire. Yes, Your Majesty. But, hold on, isn't that creep from Moda? And what does Moda have to say for themselves? Adrian asked, getting to his feet. Hex said Moda's playing dumb, insisting they had no idea. Adrian's face soured. A magician on their payroll is pulling this kind of stunt, and they're claiming they were clueless. That's a total joke. The people from Moda admitted they knew Antonio was scamming nobles, but they swear they were in the dark about the kidnappings. Probably trying to cover their own butts, they even opened up his research lab for us. Find out if anyone from Moda is tangled up in this, Adrian ordered. And just like that night fell. Servian couldn't sleep, just tossing and turning. What am I supposed to do now? Yeah, everything's chill for the moment, and they're all worried about me. But that could flip in a second. After all, in my last life, they totally ditched me in the end. Dad promised I'd never have to see Antonio again, but I can't be 100% sure things won't go down the same way. It would be so amazing if everything could just stay like this. But none of this is up to me. I can't just sit around and wait for the worst. I've got to make a plan to survive here. Having cash would be ideal. So I'll start by stashing little gemstones. Nobody will even notice if a few of these go missing. I'll hide them inside the doll I'm always holding. No one would ever think to look there, and they'd be super easy to grab if I have to make a run for it. I seriously don't want to leave, though. If only my past life wasn't doomed to repeat itself. That would be the dream. If I could just keep living like this. Here, no rush. Just point out anything you like. Okay, whoa. There are so many options, Servian breathed. Sarah replied, well, since we're giving your room a total makeover, we've got a lot to pick out. Now that the whole annoying budget problem was gone, Sarah was totally hyped to redo the princess's old depressing rooms. This is unreal. It's like something out of a storybook, but I've literally never picked out stuff like this before. It feels so overwhelming to have to choose all of a sudden. Sarah, noticing Servian looked stressed, jumped in. Hey, since we're keeping the furniture with the blue gemstone decorations, how about we make blue our theme? Suddenly, Servian had a clear path forward. It'll totally match your gorgeous eyes, Your Highness, Sarah added. Servian's cheeks went bright red in an instant. Okay then, I'll go with blue. Come to think of it, I didn't own a single blue thing in my past life. The only piece, a cabinet with blue jewels, got broken, and they never bothered to replace it. And it was Han Xin who smashed it. Noticing Servian had gone quiet, Ariel quickly offered her another catalog. Your Highness, she said, there are way more options in here. Take all the time you need. And right then, Servian saw Ariel's status bar pop up. It said, whatever she wants, I have to get it for her. Fill the entire princess's palace. If all the jewels, dishes, and furniture are brand new, Her Highness will be so happy. Okay, that's a little overboard, Servian thought. If I buy all this, everyone will think I'm some kind of spoiled brat. So she quickly shook her head and said, I really don't need that much. Just the essentials, please, and not too much. I wish I could explain it better, but Your Highness, it's really not that big of a deal. It won't even cost that much. Right then, the Emperor showed up. Adrian called out, Your Majesty, greetings to the son of the Empire. You didn't make it out to the courtyard today, Adrian noted. Yeah, Servian nodded. Are you still scared? I already told you. That guy is never showing his face in front of you again. And what her dad said was true. Antonio had done some seriously awful things and got a major punishment for it. I'd never heard about his crimes in my past life, so I was totally shocked. So, what are you guys looking at? Your Majesty, Ariel answered for her. Her Highness is picking out new furniture for her palace. But I think Her Highness might be worried about the cost, which is making it hard for her to decide. Servian's eyes went wide. Ariel, Why would you tell him that? Why on earth would the princess be worried about money? Adrian asked. Well, Ariel went on. It's probably because the palace was in such bad shape before. I think Her Highness still has the wrong idea. Adrian nodded. I guess a memory like that isn't easy to shake. Servian quickly insisted. I'm fine, really. You shouldn't have to worry about things like that, Adrian said. Why even choose? Just do every room in a different style, and she can switch it up daily. That's our emperor for you, Ariel gushed. I'll get right on it. A different style for every room. Wait, that's a total waste, Servian cried out. No way. That's way too much. It's so wasteful. We can't just be wasteful. Wasteful, Adrian repeated. Fine. Then I'll just give you the money directly. Hearing that, Servian panicked and tried to explain. No, that's not what I meant at all. Anyway, we're done talking about this. Adrian declared, shutting it down. Let's move on to the next big thing, Servi. And by that I mean your birthday party. Meanwhile, the ministers were basically shaking in their boots during the court meeting. The political stuff was pretty much wrapped up, but the vibe was still super tense. Does he have another bombshell to drop, they wondered? Like that whole mess with the magician Antonio lately? Every meeting is like super tense. Adrian started off, okay, so Princess Servian's birthday is coming up. I want this party to be like the biggest one yet. So get on it, plan the schedule, figure out the budget, and get back to me. But your majesty, some dude stammered. Got a problem? Adrian asked, his whole vibe getting dark. Your majesty, can I say something real quick? Hannibal stepped up. Spit it out, Adrian said. No offense, your majesty, Hannibal started, but I just don't think now's the best time. The time asterisk. Adrian shot back. You're saying something else is more important than my daughter's birthday. Yeah, your majesty, Hannibal nodded. Get to the point, Adrian said, totally losing patience. Duke Pacer. Hannibal totally flinched, but kept going. I'm only saying this because of what's going down in the kingdom of Carbel. Right now, the whole western coast, which Carbel leads, is getting wrecked by a plague. I just think we, as the Empire, need to chill for a sec. Adrian was like, so that's your point. Sorry for overstepping, Hannibal said. Maybe we could just, tone down the princess's birthday party a bit. Yeah, but your whole argument is bogus, Adrian shot back. Carbel is totally fine now. The latest intel says the plague is completely gone. Even their old king is back on his feet. I get that it's storm season and getting messages is hard, but how could you even open your mouth without knowing the facts? Duke Pacer. Who do you think saved the kingdom of Carbel, huh? Adrian totally yelled. I was just trying to, Hannibal started. Look, there are some crazy rumors going around the palace. I'm worried it's going to look like you're letting the little princess call the shots. Well, here's the thing, Adrian admitted. The Princess did change my mind. The whole room just exploded with whispers. Wait, isn't the princess only 5 years old? OMG, I thought that was just a rumor, but it's for real. That quiet little princess. I can't believe the Emperor is actually sharing power with her. You think he's training her to take over someday? Hannibal was fuming and thinking, I just don't get why the Emperor is doing this. My original plan was to hold off on helping Carbel, Adrian explained, but Servian was so serious about doing the right thing, it got to me. That's why I didn't wait. I went all in and sent aid to Carbel, and that one choice saved them and the whole western coast from total disaster. Therefore, the princess who saved an entire kingdom totally deserves to be celebrated. So, I'm ordering you to throw a massive party for Princess Servian's birthday. Your Majesty, Hex asked, looking kind of stressed. Are you sure about this? I feel like what happened today is just going to make the rumors worse. There's nothing wrong with it, Adrian stated flatly. Oh, so annoying. Adrian thought about Hannibal's face and just cringed. What can I get Servian that'll actually make her happy? Diamond was staring at all the gifts, totally lost in thought. Before any time I got close to Servian, my mom would get this look, so I had to keep my distance. Mom was good at hiding it, but I could always feel the vibe shift. But I could totally feel the vibe shifting, so I had to pull back just like my dad. Now that the princess's palace is out of my mom's sight, everything's different. Before I could only give lame, obligatory gifts, but that's all changing now. I can finally get Servian something that'll actually make her smile. This time, I'm gonna nail it. On the absolute coldest day of storm season, it was my birthday. Servian stared at her reflection. Her status bar popped up. Servian Albadot, age 6. Body and soul sink 8%. Actions will follow physical form. Servian sighed. Only 8% synced. Am I ever gonna grow up? Or your highness, time to get ready, Ariel said. Mimkai, Servian nodded. Let's go. It's just a small family thing. Why do I have to get all decked out like this? Oh, right, it's my birthday. Is that why they're going so extra with my outfit? His Majesty, the Emperor is here. Dad's here too. Adrian just stared, totally floored by how Servian looked all dressed up. Servian, you're ready. Greetings, your Majesty. Relax, Servian. She looks just like her mom, Adrian thought. Suffice. Time seriously flies. Our little girl Servian is already 6 years old. I promise I'll take good care of her Afis. Hope you're resting easy in the forest's embrace. Wait 3 days. Servian was totally shocked. Well, yeah, Ariel explained. Royal birthdays are always a 3-day thing, right? Asterisk. Yeah, it's the tradition asterisk, Servian thought. Asterisk. But in my last life, for a bunch of reasons, my birthday was never a big deal like this. Oh, wow, Ariel said. Looks like we're here. You're going to go in with His Majesty now. Come on, Servi, Adrian said, holding out his hand. The ballroom was already packed. Hey, that's the princess. Wow, she's tiny. Asterisk. Okay, what do I do? Asterisk. Servian grabbed onto Adrian's cloak, feeling super awkward as she scanned the crowd. I've never been to a party this huge before. I'm so nervous. In my past life, this is the room where I got yelled at. A lot. Asterisk. I can still remember all the cold looks and mean smirks like it was yesterday. I can't just stand here frozen. Gotta get it together. Adrian knelt down and gently stroked Servian's hair. Servian. There now. You can't see anyone. It's okay, Servian. It's just a little bit of Dad's magic. Just then, Servian saw Adrian's status bar pop up, and it said he was still shy. Asterisk. Wait, does he hate crowded places like this too? Asterisk. Asterisk. But I really want everyone to see how amazing she looks today. Dad's right, though, Servian thought. Asterisk. I actually feel way better now that I can't see everyone staring. Huh, Adrian said, scooping Servian up into his arms. Well, this seems like a solid start to the party. Hey, let's go check out the courtyard first. Servian. Asterisk. Yeah, great, asterisk, Servian thought, not buying it. Asterisk. It doesn't feel that great, but it's still nice to hear. Even out in the courtyard, Servian was still super bummed with tears starting to well up in her eyes. Even though Dad said it was awesome, I'm supposed to act all dignified like a princess. Adrian handed Servian a macaron. These are all for you. Eat as many as you want. The guest will be here any second. You gonna be okay? Adrian asked. Yeah, Servian managed to say. I'll be cool this time and be on my best behavior. You look absolutely gorgeous today, Your Highness, Seal said. You've arrived, my Empress, Adrian replied. Greetings, Your Majesty, Servian said with a bow, and right then Servian saw Seal's status bar. It showed a favorability rating of negative 9,050. Her points dropped again. Asterisk. Are we even going to be okay? Asterisk, Servian worried. Everyone's going to start coming over to congratulate you now, Adrian said. The Modal Lord is coming this way. Greetings to the 2 sons of the Empire. The Modal Lord bowed. That's Kalman's teacher, the Modal Lord asterisk, Servian thought, looking at the man in front of her. The Modal Lord's status bar popped up. Asterisk ha, so little Kalman was telling the truth. Your Imperial Highness. Happy birthday, Modal Lord Trina said. Thank you, Servian replied, totally confused. Asterisk. What did Kalman even say? Asterisk. Her Highness is really as beautiful as everyone says, the Modal Lord complimented. All the while, his favorability rating kept going up. Servian was baffled. Asterisk. Why is the Modal Lord's favorability score so ridiculously high? Asterisk. Hee hee. Thank you. Seal kept a polite smile on her face, but inside, she was totally ticked off. Asterisk. Why is the Modal Lord already sucking up to the princess? Asterisk. Seeing this, Servian flinched and grabbed onto Adrian's arm. As you can tell, she's a little shy, but she's not mean to me, Adrian explained. I can certainly see that, Tranus chuckled. You know all the nobles are incredibly curious about Her Highness, but Your Majesty, did you realize that Her Highness has a very strong leanly scent, the Modal Lord said. Asterisk leanly scent, asterisk, Servian thought. Asterisk, Kalman did mention that to me before. I guess he was telling the truth. Asterisk, Adrian nodded, looking pleased. His status bar appeared. Asterisk, Servian gets it from me. Her leanly scent is off the charts naturally. She's definitely going to be an amazing mage in the future. A total gift to the Empire, asterisk. I haven't smelled a leanly scent this powerful in a long, long time, Tranus exclaimed. You were aware of this as well, Your Majesty. Modal Lord, please get a hold of yourself, Adrian cut in. But, Tranus stuttered. Asterisk, if Dad already knew I could use magic asterisk. Servian thought, glancing at Adrian, asterisk, then why didn't he let me start learning sooner, asterisk. If I had learned magic, I wouldn't have been called a useless princess. In my past life, all he ever said was that I had 0 magical talent. If I have a leanly scent, then why would he say something like that? Is the princess's leanly scent really that incredible? Seal asked, smiling. It is, Your Majesty. As I was saying, Tranus began. Modal Lord Adrian cut him off again. I told you to calm down. A leanly scent can change as someone grows up. Don't jump to conclusions. Tranus quickly apologized. Forgive me, Your Majesty. I got carried away. His Majesty is right, Seal added. It's far too early to know anything for sure. Asterisk, I see. Asterisk, Servian thought. Asterisk, so a leanly scent can change. I guess I'm one of those cases. My leanly scent must have just disappeared as I got older. That has to be why I couldn't learn magic in my past life. Dad must be disappointed too. Just then, Adrian's status bar appeared. Asterisk, I can't put any more pressure on Servian. Asterisk, besides her dying wish was for Servian to have a carefree childhood. Asterisk, oh Mom's last words. Servian felt her heart ache. Asterisk, so Mom left a will. She just wanted me to have a happy childhood at the very least. Asterisk, Mom, all for me. In any case, the princess has one more thing to celebrate, Seal said. although who knows what will happen down the line. The Moto-Lord's judgment is never wrong. Thank you, Servian said. Asterisk. This is terrifying. At that moment, Seal's status window flashed. Asterisk. The princess's ability actually got that kind of reaction out of the Moto-Lord asterisk. Asterisk. How is this possible? Asterisk. His Imperial Highness, the Crown Prince, has arrived. Oh, send him in at once. Sorry I'm late, Damien said. Big brother, Servian's face lit up. Even though I'm still scared of the Empress, it's okay. There are so many people here who actually like me. The rest of the party went off without a hitch. Important nobles kept coming up to congratulate me. I saw a lot of familiar faces among the guests, even if some of them didn't bring back the best memories. But most of their status windows showed they were friendly to me. So far, my reputation seems to be pretty solid. This is awesome. Servian breathed a huge sigh of relief. Are you getting tired, my treasure? Adrian asked. Eat this. You'll get your energy back. Okay. Servian nodded. This is delicious. Here you have some too, Your Majesty, Seal said. The princess is just shy. I'm worried she'll get an upset stomach. We should probably take the food away. Hearing that made Servian's heart pound all over again. I've heard those words a million times. Even though things are so much better than in my past life, I still feel like I can't breathe when I hear that. Asterisk. The Imperial Princess has only been gone for a few days. How did you get so chubby? I've told you time and time again about a princess's dignity. You disappoint me so much. Asterisk. Starting today, you are to stop eating anything else for a while. You will only drink black tea? It will be hard, I know, but this is all for your own good, Imperial Princess. Empress, what are you implying? Adrian asked, his voice sharp. I'm simply worried about the princess, Seal said, faking her concern. It's fine for her to eat this much. It seems the Empress knows how much Servian can pack away. Adrian was like, I'm just worried the princess will get a tummy ache. Sabel tried to say more, but Adrian cut her right off. If you actually paid any attention to her, you'd know that Servian isn't just a big eater. She's not picky at all. Such a shame, right? Their little exchange totally got everyone whispering. The Empress doesn't even watch over the Imperial Princess. The Imperial Princess is finally eating well, and the Empress wants to make her stop. That poor girl. She's just a little kid. How much could she really be eating compared to my kids? She eats like super politely. Servian just froze seeing all these thoughts. All of a sudden, a ton of status windows popped up. If this was my past life, the Empress would have totally gotten what she wanted. He sounded so worried. How could I have ever gone against her? Eat some more Servian, still have room, Adrian said softly. Servian nodded, so grateful. It's all good now because I'm not alone anymore. It's okay. I think I'm finally getting used to this whole banquet scene a little. Everyone's busy trying to impress the nobles. Maybe it's because I finally relaxed, but I'm getting so sleepy. But the party's not over yet. I can't sleep. See, this is why being in a kid's body is so not convenient. Servian suddenly spotted a status window in the crowd for some guy named Kasim, and his job was listed as thief. His thoughts, ugh, nobles everywhere. Hold on, a thief. How in the world did a thief get inside the Imperial Palace? Your Imperial Highness, did you have a good time today? Ariel asked. Servian just kind of nodded her mind miles away, even though I took off after him right away. The thief got away. All right, it's time to change your clothes. Please raise your hands, Ariel said. Okay. Servian sat there obediently, still trying to process what just went down. Where'd he even run off to? You must be tired too. You should get to sleep. A thief in the palace. This is like a huge deal, Servian thought as she lay in bed, and he was wearing a servant's uniform. People without clearance absolutely cannot get in. So how did something like this happen in my past life too? If he's a thief, he's got to be here to steal something. Servian's eyes suddenly flew wide open. In an imperial palace full of rare and priceless treasures, there's one place that holds the most valuable stuff of all the kind of stuff worth risking your life to sneak in for. The Imperial Treasury. It happened so long ago I completely forgot about it. The Imperial Treasury was robbed in my past life, but I never heard what they actually stole. It's also possible that the stuff they took wasn't that important, so I just don't remember. But the problem is what happened to Asterisk after Asterisk, that father got totally slammed by the noble faction. When I was 14, something happened that made them beef up security in the palace. The noble faction, who never wanted the imperial family to get stronger, used the treasury robbery as an excuse to launch a major attack on father. Their goal was to get their own hand-picked guy to replace the emperor's imperial guard and take over palace security. I don't know all the details, but I heard father was completely wiped out because of it. Maybe I can actually help father this time. The next day, Servian was the center of attention. You sit here, Damien said. Servian nodded. Okay, speaking of which, I heard that starting from day 2, the party is just for the noble kids. Servian glanced around, thinking this must be so all the kids can get to know each other. But why does my brother have that look on his face? He looks so intense. Just then, Damien's status window appeared. This is supposed to be Servian's birthday party, but none of the kids her age are here. Only a few people close to the Duke's family came. Mother must have pulled some strings again. Now that I think about it, he's right. Servian realized there were 0 other kids my age. That's why I don't recognize some of these faces. But it's okay because my brother is here with me. I feel more relaxed than ever. My brother figured out the whole situation so fast. He's been a genius since he was little, and he doesn't even have memories of a past life like me. He's just that amazing. But all this attention from my brother is a little awkward right now. Everyone is staring at me. I still have to find that thief. With everyone packed in here, how am I ever going to find him? Servian felt a little bummed. Seeing Servian looking down, Damien glared at the others. These guys are so boring. Servian. Greetings, Your Imperial Highness. Kalman stepped forward and bowed. Oh, Kalman. Servian looked up. Kalman's status bar showed his thoughts. So she really is the Imperial Princess. Someone like me shouldn't even try to get close to her. Servian, this is Kalman, who studied with me under Lord Motto. Just as Damien was about to introduce him, he heard her call out, Kalman. Who is Servian? You know Kalman, Damien asked. Servian nodded. Kalman helped me when I got lost last time, Servian explained. Is that right? Damien said, giving Kalman a hard look while he questioned Servian. Meanwhile, Kalman couldn't take his eyes off Servian. She's even cuter than I remember. I was on the fence about coming to this party. I'm so glad I did. Your Imperial Highness, congratulations, Carl Sky said, stepping forward. I think you're mistaken, young Master Carl Sky, Damien said coldly. Her Imperial Highness is still just a kid, Carl Sky said with a sneer. It's not like she'd understand even if I did congratulate her. Damien and Kalman's expressions changed in a flash when they heard that. What did this brat just say? Is he asking for a beatdown? Carl Sky kept going, clueless, but to invite someone of such low status to the party? It seems His Majesty doesn't think very highly of his princess. Young Master Carl Sky, Damien said, his face getting dark. You've got a lot of nerve talking down on His Majesty and the Imperial Princess right in front of me. Seeing how ticked off Damien was, Carl Sky knew he'd messed up and started scrambling. What's going on? Why'd the whole vibe just die? Since the Empress looks down on the princess, I just assumed you did too. But Damien cut him off. And you insulted my friend, my guard. What are you all just standing there gawking for? Damien totally yelled. Wait, Your Highness, why? Carl Sky cried out. Get him out of here. I'll personally be visiting Count Carl Sky later to talk about this. Your Highness, I know I was so wrong. Your Highness, I'm so sorry, Servian. I feel like I ruined her birthday party. Damien apologized over and over. It's okay, Servian said. He's a total jerk. Kalman's a little awkward, but he's a good guy deep down. Sabelle is super mad, Servian added. She has every right to be, Damien agreed. Kalman isn't the easiest person to get along with, but he's solid. I'm gonna make that jerk regret what he said. For both of you. Kalman just looked defeated. What are you guys doing? A while later, I was still searching. I've been looking all over, but I can't find that thief from yesterday anywhere, Servian thought. The more people, the more status bars pop up. It's so hard to find that one specific thief bar. He was in a servant's uniform yesterday. I'll just zero in on the servant status bars, and there he is. But wait, that's super weird. His face is completely different from yesterday, but the name is identical. Ariel. Servian quickly tugged on Ariel's clothes. Carry me! Feeling tired, Your Highness, should we go rest in the lounge? Ariel asked. Servian nodded. Over there. I want to go over there. Yes, Your Highness. How could his face just change like that? And he totally looks like he's about to pull something. I have to follow him no matter what. I don't want to stay here, Servian announced. Where did he go? I really don't want to be here, Servian repeated. I followed him immediately. Did he already get away? That's it? That guy is going after the Imperial Treasury. All I have to do is wait there. Ariel, let's go over there. Your Highness, that's... Ariel, go over there now. I'm getting this awful feeling like something major is about to happen. Right then, someone stepped out and blocked their path. Oh my, Your Imperial Highness, what brings you over here? It's nothing, Ariel explained. Her Highness gave the order. In that instant, Servian saw the status bar of the person in front of her. It was Kasim, the thief she'd been looking for. He's the thief. His face changed again. Why is the Imperial Princess here, dang it? Should I just retreat? Kasim thought to himself. No, I don't need to. As long as I get inside the treasury, I can just escape through the secret passage. The princess can even be my hostage. Ariel, that person is so weird, Servian shouted. He's dangerous, Your Highness. Audio, Ariel, be careful. Hearing what Servian said, Kasim got totally furious. How did that Imperial Princess see through my flawless disguise? Don't panic. There's no one else around here. In that case, I'll just take the princess hostage and get into the treasury. I'll 100% be able to get away. Hand over the princess. Kasim whipped out his sword and lunged right when he thought he was about to win. A guard who'd been hiding in the shadows leapt out. Where did this dude come from? Kasim glared at the person in front of him. Take Her Highness and get back quickly, the guard shouted. Is he a guard? But I didn't hear a single thing. Where did he come from? But there's only one of him. A single poison dart will take him out easy, Kasim thought. Servian instantly caught that thought and yelled, Look out! Dang it, how did he dodge my attack? Kasim gritted his teeth. The longer this drags on, the more dangerous this gets. I should probably retreat. Just then, Kasim was suddenly trapped by a magic spell. Servian, Damien rushed over, calling out all worried. Are you all right? Are you hurt? Millimer, I'm okay. You have some nerve. Damien glared at Kasim, totally enraged. Even though the thief got caught in the end, this somehow didn't go the way I expected, Servian thought. Sigh. Adrian, who must have heard the commotion, rushed over. Are you all right? What happened? Adrian scooped up Servian and checked her over carefully. We're fine, Damien said. The captain of the guard is here. Give me the rundown. Servian looked up. Oh, that's the knight who just saved us. The knight in charge of Her Imperial Highness's protection will explain what happened. The captain of the guard announced. Adante stepped forward and reported, Your Majesty, I am Adante, and I'm responsible for protecting the Imperial Princess. As usual, I was guarding Her Highness and followed her to the area around the treasury. He was guarding me. Servian stared at Adante, completely blank. I had no clue. Adante continued. A guard I had never seen before appeared in front of Her Highness. To confirm his identity, I used the guard's hand signal. And then Adrian asked a question. Adante replied, Her Imperial Highness was the first to notice that something wasn't right with this person. He then tried to attack Her Highness, and I jumped in to defend her. You noticed something was off about him, Sable. How did you know? Adrian looked at Servian and asked. Servian was totally startled and stammered. It was just his face, you know. It gave me a really strange feeling. She could feel herself rambling. I can't say that. I can see people's inner thoughts. Oh no. If I can't come up with a decent excuse, they're definitely going to suspect something. Adrian thought about it for a moment, then said, I'm just glad you're not hurt thanks to my brother showing up in the nick of time. Really? And what about that night? And Ariel, too. Seriously, everyone saved me. I understand, but you must have been terrified. Hurry back to the princess's palace and rest. Okay. Servian nodded, totally serious. Okay. So, that whole thing blew up way more than I thought. But hey, at least they caught the thief. Dad can finally chill. That's a good thing, right? Like, it's seriously awesome. Everything got sorted out pretty smoothly, and nobody got hurt. So, did that guy spill? Adrian asked. Oh yeah, he totally confessed. He was after the Imperial Palace treasures. So, for real, he was trying to snatch the Imperial Princess. Adrian's hands balled into fists. That guy said treasures. And, obviously, the most priceless treasure in the whole palace is Servian. Your Majesty, the perp confessed he was targeting the Imperial Treasury. What you're telling me? He passed on my daughter, the actual most valuable treasure, here just to rob the treasury. The Imperial Princess is like, obviously, the Empire's brightest gem for sure. But the thief swore he was trying to break into the Imperial Treasury. That creep was definitely trying to sneak in somewhere. Dad, you gotta see this, Damien said. This is all the thief's stuff. He had all these tools and beads to get past magic traps. Looks like his plan was to hit the treasury while the party was poppin'. Servian must have dipped from the party and just randomly ran into the guy there. Is that what happened? Oh, this is so annoying. What are you talking about, Damien? Did you ask that magician about this before? Adrian snapped. Why are there always so many creeps hanging around Servian? Your Majesty, I have an urgent report, someone yelled, bursting in. What's going on? Who do you think you are shouting in front of His Majesty? Hex totally laid into him, and the new guy quickly said, My bad, seriously, it's an emergency. The guy who went after the Imperial Princess. He's dead. In his cell. What? How could you be guarding the prison and just let the criminal die? We were watching him like a hawk. From the looks of it, it seems like he was poisoned. Poisoned. Damien paused for a sec, then said, Father, he had to have a partner. Right? Looks that way. Adrian agreed. Interrogator, give me the full rundown on what happened with the prisoner. Yes, Your Majesty. It all went down like this. To keep him from doing anything crazy. We had him tied up tight, but then he just started shaking all over, and then he was gone. We checked him out right away and found poison. It had to be the person who sent him here in the first place. They silenced him. Adrian's face was super grim listening to the report. Even though we know he was after the Imperial Palace treasures, we still have no clue what he was actually trying to steal. First things first, find the mastermind behind all this? Yes, Your Majesty. Is Servian okay? Adrian asked. Yes, Your Majesty, Jen replied. The Imperial Princess is just resting now. Your Majesty, I have something to report. Spit it out. Look, this might just be me getting it wrong, Adante said, but as her guard, I feel like I have to tell you this. Right before that thief pulled his secret weapon, the Imperial Princess told me to watch out. The captain of the guard gave Adante a worried look. Why is this dude bringing this up out of nowhere? Just letting the Imperial Princess get into danger is enough to get you in major trouble. And now he's spouting crazy talk in front of His Majesty. She's still just a kid. How could she possibly know the thief was going to attack? What if his rambling ticks off His Majesty? My deepest apologies, Your Majesty, the captain quickly said. Sir Lloyd must be just stressed out that he couldn't protect the Imperial Princess better. I'll have another word with him. Adrian was totally lost in thought, looking super serious. The captain of the guard started to sweat even more. His Majesty looks legit mad. What am I gonna do? Could it be that? Adrian wondered. I mean, our Servian isn't a troublemaker, but it's kind of sus that she took her maids there at that exact moment, and she spotted the thief in disguise instantly. Servian for real, Father Damien said, looking worried. It's gotta be because she's so gifted, Adrian declared. People who can use the power of Leanly have like a sixth sense for danger. It's totally normal for someone blessed by Leanly to have that happen. So Servian isn't just super cute, Damien gushed. She's crazy talented too. Seeing how the dad and son were reacting, the captain just gave Adante a helpless pat on the shoulder. You've got a huge job ahead of you now. Adante nodded. Got it. The last day of the big party. Today's party was the most decked out one yet. It was a royals only kind of thing. Whoa, Servian gasped, totally amazed. You like it? Adrian asked. I love it. Servian couldn't stop nodding. Her reaction totally boosted Adrian's ego. This has gotta be the best birthday gift he's gotten all year. Major failed. Damien thought to himself, I can't believe Father booked every single chef in the palace. I should have lined one up ages ago. Servian. Damien walked over with a doll. Happy birthday. This is for you. Servian's eyes went wide. It's such a huge doll. Keep it next to you when you sleep. It'll make your bed cozier, Damien said, all sweet. Thanks, big brother, Servian said, squeezing the doll. I love dolls, aw man, Adrian thought, feeling a little bummed. I should have gotten her a gift that would last too. I can't let him one-up me like this. So Adrian said, Servian, since you were so brave and caught that thief yesterday, I'm gonna grant you one wish. Is there anything you want to wish? Servian was totally shocked. Sabel came over. Your Majesty is really giving the Imperial Princess a wish. I'm just worried that getting such an amazing gift will spoil the Imperial Princess, Sable said, looking all concerned and make her forget her royal duties. Besides, the Crown Prince was the one who really rocked it yesterday. You should just give the reward to the Crown Prince. The Empress is totally holding a grudge against me. Servian was just hiding behind it all, terrified. The Crown Prince did an awesome job, but that's not what I'm rewarding. Adrian said, the Imperial Princess is still so young and hasn't even learned magic, but she dared to face that thief. She helped stop a total disaster. I have to reward that kind of bravery. Besides, if the Imperial Princess hadn't spotted the thief, who would have ever caught him? Adrian asked. My dear Sybil was at a total loss for words. Am I wrong? Adrian turned to Damien and asked. Father's right, Damien said. If it weren't for Servian, nobody would have known who the thief was. She bravely warned everyone. She totally deserves a reward, especially since the Crown Prince agrees. Then do whatever you want. Cybele sighed. How did it come to this? Servian got even more freaked out. I didn't do anything. Seriously, it was all thanks to my brother and the night guards. Since the Empress is on board too, then tell me your wish, Servian, Adrian said. Servian hesitated for a second. The treasury. I want to visit the Imperial Palace treasury, Servian said. Servian. Adrian led her to the treasury and said, this is the Imperial Palace treasury. I totally didn't think it would work when I asked. I never expected Father to actually agree. This is a great chance, Servian thought. I can't believe he brought me here right away. Adrian looked over at Servian and said, so the Imperial Palace treasury is a little smaller than you pictured, huh? It's just my first time being this close to it. I'm just kind of curious. Servian thought, then nodded. Yeah, just wait till you see the inside, Adrian said. Klalang Servian's eyes shot open. This treasury only reacts to the unique spiritual power of the Imperial family, Adrian explained. Servian rubbed her eyes. Whoa, what's going on? I swear that pattern just moved. Opening it is super simple, Adrian said, placing his hand on it. Just put your hand on the Imperial symbol, the Lan Lang pattern, and pour your spiritual power into it. Once you learn magic, you'll be able to come here on your own too. Servian's jaw dropped. It's so huge in here. Be careful. From now on, you have to stick close to me, Adrian said. Servian was totally confused, so Adrian explained. The inside of the treasury is enchanted. Anyone who comes in without permission gets totally lost. Servian, when you're a little older, you'll be able to use your spiritual power, prove your royalty, and find the exit yourself. But you can't do that yet. So you have to stick right by me. Yeah, right, that day will probably never come, Servian thought. If anyone finds out I can't use magic, I'll probably be banned from even getting close to the treasury. I understand. I'll be careful, Servian said firmly. Since I'm here, I might as well check it out, even though the whole getting lost thing is a little terrifying. But I'm the one who asked to come here. I can't chicken out now. Father's favorability rating just spiked. Ahem. Adrian coughed twice and said, it seems you're pretty scared. But don't freak out. When did I grab Father's hand? Servian's eyes widened. Ugh, my body is so not under my control. This is seriously hard for me, but it feels so safe. The treasury's interior is enchanted with spatial expansion magic, but magic on this scale is basically a lost art now. These items right up front belong to the first emperor, Adrian said, and as he spoke, his status bar appeared. The thief was probably after this place too, because the first emperor's stuff is literally priceless, so Father figured it out too. Servian looked at her status, thinking that thief was going for the first emperor's staff right before he fainted. The item he was looking for popped into his head. What was that thing? Servian pointed at the staff, pretending she had no clue, and asked, what's that? Adrian explained it was the staff the first emperor used. It's more of a symbol, really. Its magical value isn't all that great. Otherwise, he wouldn't have only used it back when he was an intermediate mage. No value. Then why was the thief so set on stealing this one thing? None of this adds up. Servian was super confused. Father said only the imperial family can come and go freely here. So how in my past life did the thief get in and swipe that thing? And why did he leave all this other priceless stuff and just take that one staff? Servian's heart suddenly started hammering in her chest. That thief even knew about the secret escape passage. Servian, you don't look so good, Adrian asked with concern. Looks like the treasury is a bit overwhelming and you're tired. Come on, let's head back and get some rest. Servian, if you're sleepy, you can just sleep in my arms. I was so freaked out just now. Father's hug is so warm, it makes me feel safe. Servian leaned against Adrian thinking, maybe I'm just making a big deal out of nothing. I'm so sleepy. Oh, that candlestick. That's the symbol for the secret passage that flashed in the thief's mind. The design carved on the candlestick. Is it a Sephiur flower, the one from the legends that's supposed to be home to clever spirits? I fought to stay awake thinking about that day over and over, but I still can't figure it out. My birthday banquet ended up being a total bust, and now I've got a bunch of new problems. Your Highness, you've got to see this, Ariel reported excitedly. This is the new property catalog for the Imperial Princess's Palace. I don't really get it, Servian said. It's totally fine, Ariel comforted her. You'll pick it up. I just brought it so you could see what a property catalog even looks like. No way. My property is increased by like a ton, Servian thought. This is the first time I've ever seen so much money. The new property catalog for the Imperial... Whoa, the palace Ariel showed me was insane. Like so much gold. Dad should be totally set with the treasury now. So I want to make sure I'm helping him out from now on. You know, to make that happen, I need a crew. People who can help me manage this new place the right way. I mean, to everyone else, I still look like some kid who can't even read. It's not like they teach Property Management 101 in the Imperial Palace. My past life was just learning how to be all prim and proper. Fine, I'll just find someone myself, a teacher who can show me the ropes of managing property and help me get how the real world works. I've been scoping people out the past few days, and I think I found the perfect candidate. The mentor I'm looking for has to check 3 boxes. First, they have to keep it 100 with me, even though I'm a princess. Second, they've got to have a good vibe, and at least kind of like me. Last, there needs to be a way I can help them out too. After looking around, he's totally the one. Asterisk. Just why asterisk, Marco wondered. Asterisk. Why has the princess been staring at me the last few days? Asterisk. It's weird. Super weird. Right then, Servian saw Marco's status bar pop up. Asterisk. Wait, am I just seeing things? Asterisk. Ugh, I should just get back to this paperwork. This batch of supplies is heading to the Gaia Merchant Guild. Goods with a 13% annual interest rate. Seriously, when am I ever going to get a raise? I just want to be rich. Maybe I'll grab a lotto ticket after work. Nah, who am I kidding? I'm too broke for a lottery ticket. Man, I wish I could just get rich overnight. Instead of a lottery ticket, it's more realistic to hope I find a coin on the way home. Just as that thought crossed his mind, Servian walked up to him and said, "Hey." Marco totally freaked and bowed. "Greetings, Your Imperial Highness. I'm Marco William, a junior official at the Ministry of Finance." Asterisk. Out of all people, why is she talking to me? Asterisk. Ever since Her Imperial Highness started showing up in the junior officials hall, she's been super shy. The orders from the top were, don't bother her. Let her do her thing. So, everyone just acted like she wasn't there. Your Imperial Highness, did you need something from me? Marco looked like he was about to have a meltdown, but she started the conversation. Asterisk. I can't just ignore her. Go ahead. There's something I want you to teach me. Marco just stared for a second, completely floored. Asterisk. Learn something from me. Asterisk. Yep. Servian nodded. But I'm just a junior official, Marco stammered. The palace is crawling with famous scholars. Why me? You have to be kidding me. Asterisk. But his level is crazy. Hi, Asterisk, Servian thought. He's clearly not just some random official. And then she heard his inner monologue. No way. There's nothing in this for me. I'll get chewed out whether I do a good job or not. Most importantly, I won't make any money. I'll pay you, Servian said loudly. I've never met anyone who loves money this much, Asterisk, Servian thought. Your Imperial Highness, the money you mentioned, is it? I want you to be my teacher. Of course, I'm going to pay you. She's just a kid. She probably doesn't even get the concept of money. That's what he was thinking. Marco cleared his throat twice, trying to turn her down again. Anyway, Your Highness, you can definitely find a better teacher than me. Now, if you offered me like 5 million yana, then I might consider making time to teach you. But whatever. Marco started to turn away, thinking. No, I can really pay you, Servian insisted. For real, Marco replied, acting totally bored. I'll give you this much. Servian held up 5 fingers. Seeing zero reaction from Marco, Servian upped her offer, 10 million jana. At that moment, Marco's status bar lit up with favorability. 1,050,610. Asterisk. What is happening? I've never seen a status bar glow that bright before. Servian was a little shook. Your Highness, I pledge my loyalty to you, Marco said, dropping to one knee. In any case, Marco was totally hyped. A boss that pays big is the best kind of boss.